I know. I've been in one. I've been in one for I got an uncle in.
So we on?
Finally.
All right. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked society and the upliftment of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians who are the children of the Lord, all right? We want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasharallah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right, now we're here today, you know, to push forth the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and we got the brother Award with us from Winnipeg, you know, giving up this holy prophecy, man, the holy word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. As it says, man, the Lord has revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And we're out here to gather our people, whether they hear or forbear. Matter of fact, let's, you got to preach?
Book of Matthew, chapter 24 and 32, it says, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branches is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, yea, know that summer is nigh. So likewise, ye when you shall see all things, know that it near, know that it is near, even at the door."
And that's why it says that it's high time to wake up out of sleep, man. Because if you have spiritual eyes to see, you can see that this age is closing. All right, there's going to be a global regime change. All right, you got Esau Edom going for a regime change to continue desperately holding on to power, where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is about to upset Esau, whether it be the Russian Edomite or the American Edomite, whether it be the Moabites or it be the Ammonites. All of these other nations are going to be upset because the Lord is about to come collect on what he paid for 2,000 years ago, all right? The kingdom of heaven is about to be established.
I got a precept. This book of Psalms chapter 2 and 1. Why do the heathens rage?
Right.
And the people imagine a vain thing?
Because you know, you got Moab, you know, the so-called Chinese. They feel like they next up. You got the Russian Edomites, Putin. You know, you can see the pride in his face because he's prepared for this moment. But the Lord is about to upset his plan. All right, the Lord is coming to take all kingdoms under subjection under the chosen people of the Lord, man. The ones you least expect, man. The Lord is creating a plot twist in this movie of these heathens, man. And the ones that they least expected are going to wear the crown, man.
This book, verse 2, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us."
And that's why they conspired in Psalms 83, because they rather have a little piece of hell than to serve in heaven, man. And that's why these heathens are going as hard as they can to have dominion. At the same time, they're trying to suppress the children of Israel, the Lord's anointed ones, the hidden ones. Why are we hidden? Because our heritage was taken from us, man. But as it is written, we were going to have the breath of life breathed back into us, man. And we were going to stand up an exceeding great army.
Verse 4, "He that sitteth in heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision."
And the Lord is about to have them in derision now, man. The Lord is waiting till they get fat, till they make their plate. They go through the buffet line, make their plate, put their napkin on their lap, pull out the fork and the knife. And the Lord is going to wait until they scoop, smell the aroma of their new world order. Put a spoon into their new world order. And as soon as they go to take a bite, the Lord is going to create the plot twist, man. The upset. And really it's not a plot twist because the Lord had already gave us the message, man. It was known from the days of old, man. You just didn't believe the word in the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
A spoonful of dung.
And that goes for 2/3 of our people, man, who don't have spiritual eyes to see that the Lord is about to give the kingdom unto his chosen people. He's no more going to carry us into captivity. While 2/3 of our people have the hopeless spirit, we have a hopeful spirit. The hope of the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man.
It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and start at verse 1. "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape."
Yeah, so these people, they think that this day is never going to come, man. These cold coffee drinking Americans, these cargo pants wearing Americans who think that they're going to live lavishly until the end of time, that America's going to be standing here 100 years later still in power. The day is going to come to them like a thief in the night, man. But we being the children of the light, the watchmen, we're watching daily for the prophecies, man. And according to the prophecies in our spiritual clock, it's right around that time for Esau to go down and Jacob to come up, man.
That's right. This is going back to Matthew chapter 24 and 35. Heavens and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. And as the days of Noah were so, shall they also be, shall come the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking,
right,
marrying and giving in marriage,
right,
until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
And that's exactly what's happening now, man. The brother brings this out all the time. Normalcy bias, man. The people of this world think that the world is going to continue as it is, and they don't realize that a regime change on a global scale is about to happen, man. And it's going to take them as a thief in the night, man. That's why the Lord says it's going to be gnashing of teeth, man. Gnashing of teeth is a representation of pain, man. All of these people are going to be travailing. A mighty man shall travail as a woman, man. Because you got Esau and these militaries. You got doomsday prepping Esau who've been preparing for this moment. But they're not going to be ready for what the Lord actually unleashes on the planet Earth, man. The multitude of plagues that the Lord is going to pour out on this world is going to drown the majority of these people, man. And only the remnant of the nation of Israel are going to receive that pardon from from the judgment, man. Come on.
Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
And that's the Lord's exact intention, man. And first the Lord is going to use the other nations to stick a dagger in a mystery Babylon, but the Lord is going to reserve Babylon to finish her off himself, man, through that thermonuclear destruction, man. That's why the Lord talked about the arrows that shot from the ends of the earth, man. That's why you have Lockheed Martin, man. That's why you have all these private contractors who have funded the biggest military on the planet, the biggest military scene in humanity, man, because the Lord has increased the instruments of judgment. Come on, you got it, brother.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But today, well, I'm going to start at verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness.
Yeah, because a day to the Lord is 1,000 years, man. Everything is running in perfect timing to the Lord, man. But to man, because we're on the earth, because judgment does not proceed speedily, it's fully set in the man's heart to do wickedness, man. You got it, brother.
Going on, it says, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Because at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua made all creation to have its being, man. The Lord didn't desire for death to come into the world, but you must taste of the fruits that you have sown in the earth, man. You must needs taste of it, man. That's a part of the algorithm that the Lord put on the planet. If you do wickedness, you're going to receive it, man. That's why this world talks about karma. And whatever you do in the world comes back to you. That's the Lord. The Lord put that in place on the planet before man came up with his own term for it, man. That's why the Lord said the blood defileth the land. And that's why the America can only be taken down and only be translated through bloodshed, man. And that's exactly what's going to happen, because bloodshed was the seed that was sown over here, man. And they have to reap what they've sown. You got more on that?
Going on verse 10. But the day of the Lord shall come, will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and its work therein shall be burnt up.
Exactly, the works therein are going to be burned up, man. That's why, what manner of persons are you to be in this day and age, man? Are you worried about a 30-year plan? You know, you worry about a 401k? You worry about getting your little house and flipping the house? No, you should be worried about salvation, man. Because this chapter of life is closing, man. This empire is ending, just like the empires before it, man. The Romans were walking around Rome with their little sandals and their togas, thinking that they were going to be on top forever, man. Until that chapter closed. The Egyptians thought that they were going to reign over the children of Israel forever, man. Until that chapter closed. But they didn't know it until it really hit them, man. The same is going to happen for these people, man, and they're not prepared for what's coming. You got it, brother.
Precept.
Yeah, hold on.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 4 and 36. And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer and said, even when the number of the seeds is filled in you, for he that weigheth the world in the balance, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times.
And that seed had to be fulfilled in Ezra through what? Through reincarnation, man. Coming back in your lot until the Lord heard the time. He has set a time for redemption, man. And we're coming into that time of redemption. We're in the 10 toes. And now the rock is about to hit that statue and become an exceeding great mountain. And that's going to be, and the kingdom shall not be left to what? To other people. This time the Lord is about to have a kingdom that's going to be established forever and ever, man. And the heathens are going to rejoice in that kingdom after they're ruled over in 1,000 years of captivity, man. Save Esau, man. You got a precept, brother?
Let's finish off right here. And by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he hath not moved nor stirred them until the said measure be fulfilled.
So while we hasten the day of Yahweh Shema to come, the Lord has already determined when the perfect timing for this meal to be cooked. The Lord got the time on the oven, man. And it's about time, man. We looking at it, and our mouth starting to water, and we getting anxious. Just like Jake used to get anxious on the day before Christmas, thinking about all the gifts he about to get. That's the people you least expected, man. While you looking at this world like, oh man, it's getting worse. We're happy, man. Judgment is about to proceed, and the righteous are surely going to have a reward, man.
I got a quick precept for what you said. Revelation 6 and 29. And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai.
And that's past and present, man. Because brothers are going to be slain for the testimony. But if you be faithful unto death, the Lord is going to do what? He's going to give you a crown of life, man. Beyond anything you can receive here, man. That's why I said, what shall a man give in exchange for a soul? You an Israelite. What are you really giving up in exchange for your soul? That's worth what you've inherited. That couple million of fiat currency, is it worth what you've inherited? Do you really have to go through death by pain to get the message? And 2/3 of our people are going to have to go through that, man. But call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah for giving us this understanding, because the only difference between us and the 2/3 is the Lord gave us this understanding and this mercy, man. Come on. You got more on that?
No, I'll just finish off. I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, that thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
That shit ain't working.
And we're crying out, man, whether it be in spirit or whether it be verbally. And that's why the Lord has every particular brother see an abomination that goes on in this captivity. So that even if we don't say it, our spirit is saying, Lord, we calling on your name, we waiting. We trying to do what's right. We ain't doing it perfect. We falling and slipping. But these people tripping. And we're patiently waiting for the Lord to establish us in this kingdom, man. But at the same time, we're hastening the day, because every day we wake up to abominations. Every day we wake up to a creation that's being destroyed by carelessness and pride of life, man. And brothers have sincere love for not only our nation, but the creation that the Lord has made, man. The Lord made a masterpiece, and it's all got to be destroyed because the inventions of man.
Right.
Back in Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Yasharallah among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Because you got good seed and you got bad seed in Israel. They are not all Israel that are of Israel, man. You got birth, you got nationality of born Israelites who have carried themselves as heathens, man. And then you got the good seed that are Israelites in their captivity, and they have thought upon the name of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's the least grain falling upon the ground, man. The Lord is going to catch us wherever we've landed, man. Whether we've landed in America or Tokyo, the Lord knows. And the Lord is going to send out the reapers, which are the angels, to gather those guys in the time appointed. And we're coming into that time, man. The Lord is using this word to sift this world, man. Mainly our people, man. Because really our people are the only ones whose fate can change. The heathens, their fate is sealed. Esau, his fate is definitely sealed. Our people have the opportunity to come back. That's why the Lord said that he's long-suffering, so that none of us should perish, man. But as it is written, 2 parts therein shall be destroyed, man.
Verse 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
And that's the difference between a hopeful elect and the 2/3, man. Because the hopeful elect is sinners as well. But we don't believe that that day is not going to overpass us and take us. That's why we plead to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and we do what? We move with fear, man. Knowing what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is capable of, man. You wake up every day and you see people getting judged right on time, man. And the Lord knew what time they was going to check out before they checked in, man. And with that kind of fear, we move and we serve the Lord to the best of our ability, man. When we mess up, we say, Salaki Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Judge me with compassion. Consider me with mercy. Because we're sinners as well. The only difference is the Lord gave us this understanding that we truly desire to be right with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You got it, brother.
Verse 11, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
And the breaches are being closed right now. Now we're reaching that time where that doors of mercy are starting to do that. They starting to, and you're going to have a couple James Bond action figures that slide in the 11th hour in the last minute. But the Lord is starting to close that door of opportunity for the nation of Israel, man. And when that door is closed, you're going to see a dark day like no other. You're going to really see what power looks like. You're going to really see what judgment looks like, man. You got it. That's it on that?
I got some more. I want to go keep going.
Okay.
Lead off of it.
Yeah. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, starting verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad.
And knowing the terror of the Lord, man, we're moving with fear because we know that we've already done things that have crossed the line in Yahweh Shem Yahushua's eyes, man. So when you know that and you know Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you receive this knowledge, you do what? You seek him 10 times more, man. You got it, brother.
Verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also we are manifest in your conscience.
Because brothers see, you may have people in the world that see how you move now, and they like, man, something got a fire under that brother, man. And it's the fear of the Lord, man. Whether we able to tell it to them, or whether they see the example by how you moving, man. Jake out here moving with haste and righteousness, man.
If I could say this, right? What did Yahweh say? If you don't believe me because of my works.
Right.
That's why he said your works do follow. So even though all our righteousness is filthy rags, your works still count for something.
That's beautiful you said that, brother, because it said, and I know we are manifest to the Most High. Because the Most High is what? He's pleased by the foolishness of preaching. To save them that believe. So we're making ourselves manifest to Yahweh Shem Yahushua by doing what? By coming to the little altars all throughout Babylon to give up our reasonable sacrifice. You had a priest? You have what you told him?
This book of Psalms, chapter 32 and 1. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord hath imputed not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile.
Woo! And when you pray for forgiveness, you got to pray expecting that mercy, man. If not, your sins are going to weigh you down. If you thinking that maybe the Lord is going to forgive me, maybe not. If you're not trusting that the Lord is going to give you that mercy that you're hoping for and you laboring, then that means you're not trusting the Father. Because we trust the Lord, his judgment is coming. But do you trust his mercy, man? That's a beautiful precept, brother. You still holding something, Zakaria?
No, go ahead.
Khan, you have something? All right. Khan, I got one. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. For they consider not that they do evil, Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, for the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. And brothers, when brothers come here, we come in a serious spirit, knowing that we're before the foot of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're right before the altar of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. And we're laying ourselves out, making a daily, a weekly sacrifice, and throughout the week, man, we make daily sacrifices, man. Where brothers do videos, all of these things are to sup, you know, to entreat Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for mercy, man.
And I'm about to say this: we come out here because we sick and tired of this place. We sick and tired of dwelling amongst these 2/3 Esau loving Edomite. I got a quick brief. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from the day to day with their unlawful deeds.
Exactly, man. And that's what Lot was going through then, and that's what the hopeful elect are going through now, man. We're vexed with the filthy conversations in this place, man. Whether it be at your job, whether it be you just going out to get you something to eat, man. You got to worry about people touching your food who done touch pork, man. You got to worry about if you sit in the seat where a woman done had her period and she done sat in that seat as well, man. You're vexed with the filthy conversation and the disorder of this kingdom, man. It's not in line with righteousness, man. And the Lord left Sodom and Gomorrah as what? As an example, man.
This book, go ahead, bro.
All right. This is back on what the brother said. This is Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. If I may say this, Jerusalem is the people before it's a place too. So go through the midst of Jerusalem and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the...
And that mark, that's a different mark.
That's a different mark.
That's the mark of exemption, which is what? The wall?
I'll look it up.
I just want to clarify that, you know, simpletons, bro.
And I'm going to go over again, 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
All right, here's the word. So this is Strong's 8:420. The wa, desire mark as a sign of exemption from judgment.
So that's talking about the elect. Okay, the 144,000, and then you got the 1/3, the believers, the men, women, and children. Right? The other 2/3, they're gonna have the mark of the Karagma.
They got a different,
which is that RFID microchip.
And that's another way of seeing that these churches is not where it's at. They're trying to be prosperous in this kingdom. They're selling y'all dreams, new houses, new cars, pay y'all tithes, and the Lord Jesus will give you anything you want. Listen to the scriptures, man.
They turning spirituality into a fast food microwave system, man. Just like everything else in the system, it's convenient. If I'm hungry, I could just go to a drive-thru. They try to turn spirituality into the same thing. Just come on Sunday, pay your little tithes, and you straight. You sin during the week, come pay it again, and you straight.
You gotta stay on this mark, man, because this mark is big news, man. You just said it's convenient. That's another reason why they're gonna take that chip, bro. It's convenient. The brother, and I think it was in ATL, you saw I put in the chat.
Yeah.
They about to roll out that 5G.
Right
there, man. What is it? Who is it? In Africa. But the big thing is a chip in the brain.
Oh yeah, I had did a video on that.
Yeah. I mean,
they said over 40,000 people in America got a chip in their head right now, man.
Right on the cusp, man. They about to do something, man.
What's this chip in the brain do?
It's the RFID chip.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, you want to bring it out.
That's why I wanted to get into it.
What, it controls you?
This right here.
Well, it will control you in an aspect. is going to control and dictate your life. You'll be able to pay for things with the chip because you can get it in your forehead or you can get it in your hand. It's wherever you want to get it, but they're going to create a system where you don't have to have a wallet. Your money's going to be in your hand.
Cashless society.
Exactly. And that's the mark of the beast.
And if you look, a lot of these, especially European countries, China's pretty much cashless. That's the wave of the future. They're doing away with the dollar.
India.
You know, they're doing away with paper money. Everything is digital. That's the way, the Internet of Things. And everything is pretty much connected on the Internet of Things. Your cars, they want to track everything.
Smart you got smart homes where the chip will operate everything in your house. So you'll seem like you got a God complex.
It'll be in your hand, but you be controlled.
Right.
Yeah. That's a device to Satan, man.
Basically, a lot of people have debit cards, credit cards. It already has that technology in it. That's why you're able to buy and sell. It communicates with the machines. They're gonna do away with your chip. You actually, my bank now that I bank with, I don't need my credit cards. I can do it through my phone. See, but they want to put that device actually in you, either in your right hand or your forehead, so they can track you. It's gonna do a lot of things. You know, that's why. Get it out. Go ahead out.
Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man may buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
See, you're not going to be able to buy it says all. That's why you see it's affecting the whole world. Okay? All these countries it's actually coming into law now. You know.
They've already they've already passed legislation in certain states pertaining to the chip. So that's how you know it's going to be pushed out worldwide.
Precept.
That's showing you that the word of the Lord is actually a living book. This book is a living book.
There won't be no more money.
Okay? Nope. There's not going to be any more money. That's the whole goal of these international elites. Okay?
Pay their rent and stuff like that.
Yo, as you say, we tell you
How do you pay it now? Through your bank. Most people don't have money on them. You pay through your bank, through digital money.
Through the chip. So that chip is going to be your currency. So you're not going to have money in your pocket. Say you go to work. It's just going to be uploaded to the chip in your hand.
Exactly.
So if you want to go grab a beer, you ain't got to have a card. You ain't got to have ATM. You just walk into the, after you get off work, you just walk into the bar and do this. Or, you know.
You don't
know it. You're going to make a move. You're going to make a little dance move out of it. But you basically pay with your hand. Or you pay with the mark.
What's that movie? Man, it was a movie. I forgot the name of it. But they went to the food truck and they just swiped their hand. And the one dude, they had the chip. I forgot the name of it. But they went through a portal and they went through a whole nother dimension.
Fifth Element had the chip.
And the chick had it, but the dude didn't have it. So she had to get him something to eat. I forgot the name of the movie.
Because he was traveling through time or something.
Yeah,
right?
I forgot the name of the movie, but it's a good movie though.
If I may say this, some people already have it set up to where they can power their motorcycles.
Right. Unlock your doors on your house. Yeah.
Security. Start your car.
They're ready.
Wave it with they put it in the right hand.
No, for real.
In the forehead because it says it's more heat. It's able to power to lift you up.
Right.
Charge up the battery.
They call them, matter of fact, they have a name for them. What they call them? Bio freaks or bio something.
Hackers.
They have biohackers.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got people who actually have who are actually more technically advanced.
Right.
So they got homes that are smart homes where they don't need keys. They use their voice, their biometrics, their voice, or even their scan with their hands.
Right.
And all this is done by the devil.
Yes.
So-called white man,
Yes.
which is the devil.
Esau Edom.
Spiritual demons.
Your medical, your money, everything gonna be on your chip.
They got precinct.
We ain't gonna need no more wallets, none of that.
And it's ultimately about control. It's ultimately that's why we said it will control you in the sense that if you don't do what they say, if you get out of line, if you speak against the government, they can just wipe your little chip.
Right,
You
turn
can't
it
go
off.
nowhere. You gotta stay in the apartment, and you ain't gonna stay there for long because you ain't gonna be able to pay rent.
Right.
So they have more control over the individual, and they can tax every interaction that you do. So if somebody give you a little tip, they can tax that. If you ask for money, or somebody just give you a couple dollars, like hold on to this, that transaction can be hit with a service fee.
So, before you go, hold that thought. What I was gonna say, what you were saying is not only track. What do they want to be able to be God? They want to see everything.
Right.
So that's the whole reason why they're going to go digital. Right now, me and you can make a
Thessalonians.
transaction. Nobody knows about it. But if they do away with money, it'll be a paper trail, a digital trail.
Right.
They want to
They
be
can
able to
track
see
you on
everything.
everything,
Not
right.
only they want to be able to track you, see what you're doing, where you're at. They
got a
want-
precept.
Don't they do that now?
Well, not at some
Yeah,
people
but
are off the grid.
it's sloppy though. Like
It's
they
that
can
contact.
do it now, but they have to actually target you. They want to have it seamless to where they can Google search your name and then pull up your chip and everything that follow inside your chip.
They want a damn algorithm. They want a computer to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you show up any red flags, you just pop up on some computer and they come get you.
That's why they
take
got
money off your
cameras
chip.
everywhere.
Have you ever
That's why they're gonna have a camera on every corner.
That's
everywhere.
Minority Report?
So
That's
just
the
think of that
perfect
too.
movie.
One over here.
Yeah, right there.
But they only keep the track of certain people though, like the spiritual.
No, they tracking everybody.
They're gonna track everybody.
It's gonna be everybody.
They're gonna set up. It's like they're gonna set up a system to where they can track anybody at any time. And they can look at whatever they want. If they want to look at your blood type, they can look into that. If they want to look at how much money you made in 2017, they ain't got to go to a courthouse and pull up your documents. They can just Google they can put in a little device and pull your chip up and see your whole life in front of them.
And you just said something earlier. He said track spiritual people. Yeah, they definitely want to keep track of the men that's out here on the highways and byways pushing this truth. They definitely want to do that.
They're doing that now.
They doing it
They're
now.
doing it now.
And also so that they can dictate what you do and what you don't. That's one of the main reasons why they want to get everybody chipped, because us being individuals, we can fight against the quote-unquote man. We can protest. We can come together. We can march. Now, if everybody got their money on that chip and you decide to go march, and then you go buy some groceries, all of a sudden your chip don't work. Now you can't feed your family. So you're not going to go protesting if you know your family can't get fed.
Right.
It's like the ultimate control to dictate what you do, to make sure you stay in line, stay in the maze,
Right.
stay on your course.
And you know you got the money, but they turn your chip off. You got to get.
You got one too?
Now, Brown, just yourself.
I got an article. This is IT News Africa, Africa's technology news leader, right? This is from May 14th, 2018. This is an old article. It says microchip implant, which has been highly anticipated, is finally here. The tiny microchip, which is the size of a grain, right there, you can see it right there. That's a picture of it. Which is the size of a grain rice inserted under the skin, can replace the need to carry keys, credit cards, and a train ticket. That
So
might,
big and small is a rice.
Yes.
yes.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean. Go
It
ahead.
says that might sound like a nightmare to some, but in Sweden, it is welcome. It is a welcome reality for a growing number who favors convenience, like
Right.
Akim said, over concerns. Which the concerns what the Lord said, man. You're
Right.
gonna take part of the lake of fire, which is those missiles, man.
Right.
And that's what these people have slowly been doing. They've been giving up their so-called liberties to have convenience. All right, terrorists coming. All right, well you can search my documents, you can search my cell phones, and that's how they're grooming these people to just go ahead and slide into the. That's why they phased out those cards without chips. Nobody even batted an eye. So when they transition this thing and they say, look, it is what it is. You taking it or not? Y'all eating or no? Because it's going to boil down to that, and people don't think that the so-called white man capable of doing this, but this man is going to show you who he really is. He's about to mask off, like Future say, man.
Right.
It's about to be an episode of Mask Off. You got Revelations?
I gotta say this.
Let
Let me
me.
grab Revelations 13 real quick.
Okay.
That's the mark of the beast.
Come on, we're about to read it for you. Revelations chapter 13, and I'll
16.
start at 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
When it says speak right now, they're using that technology in movies. All right, and it's getting very popular. All right, you got a club in Spain where if you have that chip, you don't need to wait in line.
Right,
You
right.
come right through the line. They got the technology in these airports where you don't have to wait in the line.
Right.
You can go straight through. That e-pass everybody's got, soon
Right.
you're just gonna need the chip.
Right.
And that's gonna cover
Right.
you. Okay, it's gonna be very convenient, like the brothers be saying.
That's
right?
what I was trying. I don't know about it because this brother's from Canada, right? I don't know how it is in Canada, but here, like I said, the infrastructure is already laid. They've been laying it right under our eyes, so they're just waiting to roll it out.
So you know what they've been waiting on the 5G grid, and the company is like Huawei or Huawei. It's a Chinese company that's starting to build the infrastructure for that 5G. Because once they have that 5G, you have stronger Wi-Fi. Like even now, if you get a lot of people in one area, your phone might not have good Wi-Fi. That's not good for the chip. Because if you gotta pay something and you ain't got a strong enough signal, that's gonna inconvenience people. So they're creating a 5G grid all over the world. So when they slide this thing in, it's gonna be seamless.
It's not gonna be like the internet now.
Right.
They need that data, right?
Right.
So what happens right now is you got a bunch of frequencies and they conflict. That's why people's internet drops.
Right.
Their calls drop. But that 5G, that shit's powerful, man. That radiation will kill you, man. But they need that because they want that system to flow flawlessly.
They want radiation involved in this when radiation kills people.
They're already doing it in your cell phones.
They've been using radiation.
Cell phone?
Hey, chemotherapy.
It says, well, people do. Majority of people got cell phones.
And you gotta understand, cancer is a big business right now. I mean, if they give you cancer, they can double up on you before you check out. That's a plus for them. They're looking at bottom lines. Like we're in the system of the beast. The beast don't care about welfare of people, of animals. They care about funds and greed and resources.
You live in a capitalist society where it's all about money, making money. Right? Money talks, bullshit walks, right?
Big business. It's just business.
And I don't even know.
It ain't personal. It's business.
Right.
Yeah. They don't take. It's not personal. Precepts.
I got a precept.
They don't care what your family.
This is Revelation 14.
Situation is more and more people getting out on the street and stuff.
Yo, that's what they're cooking up right now. They're setting it up. Then you got to go to Big Daddy and get your.
It's like it goes into the Jordan Guidestones, right? I don't want to decrease the population. You go homeless, they'll probably spend
Right. Extermination of the Israelite race, man.
They'll be justified, man, in getting rid of you, man. Because once you don't serve, like Esau's about to create a system where if you don't serve no purpose, you won't be here.
Right.
Because they're trying to get the population down to a number. So if you're not serving their purpose, you're useless.
Got no need for you.
That show you that Demolition Man.
Oh yeah.
All the poor people, they was on the ground.
On the ground, yeah.
And everything was computers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were eating at a Taco Bell and shit.
Everything was automated, right?
Yeah.
He said cuss word, the system heard you.
Yeah.
Right?
Complete control.
What is that?
That movie's old, man.
China, that people score or whatever you
The
call
social
it.
credit.
You curse,
Blacklisted.
jaywalk, you blacklisted.
They got that. They got that.
There's Revelation.
Called a social.
Now you got a system.
social school.
What's that movie with Tom Cruise? Was that Collateral? When he's walking in the mall and
Minority Report.
Minority Report. And that chip has all your information. So if it knows that you like a certain type of rum, like say Jack Daniels or Scotch or whatever, you walk in the mall and it's gonna have advertisements for you, directly for you, personalized for you.
Because of what you like. If you go in a clothes store or a shoe store, whatever shoes you normally they already know what you like.
It's like you're in a history browsing on your computer.
Right.
They know exactly. They pop up certain advertisements like what certain words you say. People be saying. They be talking about maybe a soccer game. The phone will hear it, right? And it'll go to them, and they'll hear, and they'll send you an advertisement for soccer tickets.
On your Instagram.
So like if I mention this,
Hey, that Edomite's a
all
devil,
the things
boy.
that the brothers are talking about, you start to notice that they're trying to be like God. They're trying to be like the Most High.
Right.
They're trying to monitor everything, be omnipotent, be everywhere.
You got that in 2 Thessalonians?
Yeah, I got it. I was going to let the
So
brother read it.
when they be
Okay,
trying to
okay.
give out things free phones,
I ain't get that.
So they can track you. That was Obama pushing that to track you. That was all about tracking.
That Obama phone?
That was all about tracking. Cause see what happened was they wanted to track everybody, but the Congress wasn't with it. The Congress wasn't with it. They said if you do that, y'all to track us. They wasn't with that. So what they did was they found a way to give out free phones to keep track. That was the start of it. Now you got Instagram, Facebook. Everybody put their whole life on Instagram.
bring this out real quick because it's on my mind. We all talking about it. He's in 13. I want to bring this out. Revelations 19 and 19, because you're like, we keep saying the beast, right? The beast is NATO and the EU, right? Which is the rebirth of the Roman Empire.
Right.
Right? So listen to this. Revelation 19 and 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. That's talking about Yahushua. You got things we call Christ. That's what he said. They're trying to be like God, right? So what you're seeing is the beast. This system is set up to basically war against the Lord.
Right.
It says verse 20, and the beast, right? Because it's a system. It's a people. It's not an actual beast, right? And the beast was taken, and with the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. And part of the miracles is that chip. And that's what the brothers are going into.
Right.
All these things that they're saying is miracles. That's why he's deceiving the people, which the scripture is going to say. That's what they're going to use to deceive. That's why they're going to take it.
So like, part of the miracle is too, they got the chip in the brain, right, where it says that it can fix like scoliosis.
It'll heal you,
like
exactly.
That.
It'll help people that can't walk. Say you're paralyzed, they put a chip in your spinal cord. They can read all type of stuff they're doing with that chip, man.
Wolverine.
In the first and obvious one is that
Upgraded.
Tom Brady.
Upgraded. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Hold that. I want to be there.
So let me get a precept, because you said that the beast was not an actual beast. It's a kingdom. All right. This is Daniel chapter 7.
Beautiful.
And verse 17. These great beasts which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth.
Right.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because they were actually kings. It's a kingdom. All right. But anyway, back in Revelations 19 and 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark. Because it's a deception. All right.
Okay, these false prophets, they like TGJ.
Exactly.
Yeah, because a lot of these stars, these celebrities, they're gonna trick you to deceive you. Just like Vote or Die, when Obama was running, they always use our celebrities to get you to conform. So they're gonna use these what stars?
Right.
Idols.
They using them now. They got Common on the AI commercial with Microsoft.
Yep.
Yeah. He pushing that hard about AI technology, man.
And another false prophet is the Pope, man, the Vatican.
Right.
That whole Catholicism system is a false prophet.
Too. How come they getting a lot of these black people to be mayors and all that stuff?
Because they took the Judas purse.
And
so you can have a position of power in Esau's system. You just got to play by his rules. It's simple.
Because this black lady, she was running. She said she's running for
Chicago. I seen it. The first lesbian.
Lesbian.
But if I could say this, right?
It's a black lady running for mayor here in Orlando.
If I could say this, right? If I could say this, right? You've been around for a while, right? You remember, like in the '60s, how we were rioting and stuff? The race wars were popping off, and it was kind of like a lot of racial tension. Yeah. They know that's going to happen again because that's biblical prophecy.
It's going to happen again?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Tradition amongst men and get into Matthew, uproar to the people. But anyway, they study history, and they know that the scriptures are real. They know these things are going to happen again. So and they already have a plan, an agenda. So they're trying to lay the foundation to keep the people. So when things pop off, they already have their people in power.
And they've always had people. They've always had somebody in the cut that'll pacify the children of Israel. Because
like,
when they didn't,
like Martin Luther King.
Absolutely. That's a perfect example.
Keep it quiet until we build more jails.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and 26. For among my people I found wicked men.
Right.
Woo. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men.
Because they don't do it for the well-being of the nation of Israel. They do it for their own belly.
Dope dealers and stuff.
Dope dealers, and you got these pastors and these politicians. They all are in line with this system. It's not for the betterment of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because if it was, then they would all these other nations would lose money.
Right.
If they actually cared about their people, they wouldn't be here, man. If they actually had any kind of voice and they cared about their people, they'd have been taken out like the rest of them.
Con.
So they've always had somebody in their pocket to pacify, and they've always propped that person up. Right now, in this day and age, they use rappers and athletes to dumb down our population.
So when they gave Martin Luther King Nobel Peace Prize, that was pacifying him then.
That was rewarding somebody for teaching their people to be docile.
Right.
To be soft.
Right.
To not care about or regard the so-called white man as an enemy.
Right. Just lay on your back.
That love conquers all. The so-called white man ain't use that philosophy to get what he got. Why would he sell you that? Love ain't getting him America. But he'll tell you to love, and that's gonna work for you.
Hey, you're not trying to put down that. You're not trying to hear that either, because you try to take away his guns.
And it's gonna be a shootout, automatically.
Hey, all the ones I know, they got guns.
Yeah, they ain't trying to hear that love stuff.
There's no such thing as a non-violent revolution.
Exactly.
Revolutions are violent.
And that's in that's in the majority of the translations of kingdoms, man. Every time a kingdom passed from one people to another, there was violence, hands down.
They got a place down here on Livingston where they practicing throwing hatchets. You seen?
Yeah, I heard about it. I know some Edomites that went out there. Hey, they're preparing. Our people not preparing, but the so-called white man ready. When the lights go out, they're gonna find out that Bob at their job wasn't Bob. It was Esau.
You gotta preach. This 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, beautiful. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men.
Sedition means you going up against the government.
Right.
All right. Now, when you go into sedition, a lot of these right-wing extremists, these right-wing militias, their problem isn't with Negroes first and foremost. It's with their government. Because they're watching their government like if they institute anything that's going to talk about taking the guns away, we're preparing to go up against the government. That's what they're training for right now, first and foremost. No mistake about it. They don't like Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But right now, you're a soft target. You're not even a threat right now.
Right.
If I can say this, right? That's also why the scripture said they're going to say, surely we inherited lies.
Right, right.
Lower level Edomites, they really believe in this constitution, and they were sold a pipe dream. They don't realize that they're slaves just like us. You know, starting with the
right, the bear arms and all that.
Drinking that wine.
Yeah.
Right.
Starting with their military. Right.
And that's why a lot of their ex-military are right-wing militia guys in the woods right now getting trained up. So when these lights go out, Jake gonna fall like flies, man.
Yeah.
And then Esau gonna go against Esau.
Right.
So you're gonna have ex-military going against actual military.
Right.
Because they're gonna use the guys to fight for
against each other?
Yes.
Yeah, the so-called...
They're gonna in their mind, they're defending the Constitution. And this government is a false government because it's not sticking to the Constitution. That's why a lot of these so-called white people are gonna fight against each other, man.
Right. So you're gonna have these mercenaries, Edomite, so-called white men, going against the white men that's in power. Because
They doing that now.
right, the NRA, right? Most of them is white, so-called white people. They getting their guns ready. They ready to go against the elites, the one who control who run everything. They ready right now to go against their own people. Let me finish reading this. This 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Because you're going to have a lot of people, you're going to have a lot of these guys who wearing these MAGA hats. If Trump was to say, look, we're taking weapons, they're going to take them MAGA hats right off. They're going to pick up that strap, and they're going to go for everybody that's standing with so-called Trump.
Right.
It's funny, right?
But the magic goes along with all these people anyhow.
No, MAGA, make America great again.
Make America great again.
Trump supporters, they wear those red hats. MAGA, make America great again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but those right-wing militias, they're not training for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're training to go up against their own government, man. And they gonna do that, and they gonna catch Jake in the midst, because they don't care about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans either, because you're not a threat at this point. The little Glocks and 380s Jake got in the trap ain't gonna do nothing with an organized militia. They're gonna run through them like paper. But they're training for the bigger fish, and that's the government coming down. You should have more on that, or you?
Nah, that was it. That was it.
So that's the war in the United States.
It's going to be a what you call a second civil war.
All right.
Then the full blown.
So I got it here straight out of Yahushua, who you guys call Christ's mouth, right? So this is Matthew. This would be in red, right? I'll get straight to the point. Break it down, huh? Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
And this is Yahushua talking to the disciples privately, because he's giving them the inside scoop on where and what to look for when the time of the guard changes. Hey, that's a
book of Peter's.
Yeah.
All things teaching as they were from the days of old, to the days of our fathers.
They're back through reincarnation.
Let me get that.
Oh, they reincarnation.
Yes, if you can receive it, they're back in this time and age. That's why Yahushua would tell them that. He wouldn't tell them that if they were going to die and that was going to be it for them. It wouldn't be meat for them to know that.
And if I could say this too, he said the end of the world. Not the world physically ending like the earth is going to end. The end of a rulership, a kingdom, an age, right? Got it out? Sure.
6 and 7.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 7.
This is it.
Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of times? Or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of that followeth, of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him.
So this is talking about Genesis. It's going back way back to the beginning of the Bible. Genesis. It is written that Esau and Jacob, right? We went into that last week, right?
Yeah.
So there were twin brothers in the womb, right? When Esau came out first, right? And Jacob came out after him, right? Which is us. We're Jacob. We were holding the heel of Esau. It represented something. That's what this is telling you in Ezra. Because the disciples asked him privately. He told them he was, the end of the world. That's why we're going into this. So he's going to break it down. Go ahead,
2nd Ezra 6 and start back at 8. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau is the end of the world. And right now, like I said, Job 9 and 24 tells you that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the people that are ruling now are the Edomites, the biblical Edomites. All right? So he's saying that they are the end of the world. Because Yahushua, who you guys even call Christ, he's coming back to establish his world, his kingdom, heaven, which is going to be on earth, contrary to what Alton Johnson is saying. All right? Go ahead,
For people supposed to, those that want to be about Christ, because you got some people that they're lost. They mad at somebody for even living right.
Say that one more time.
You got some people mad at people because they even living right. Because they're not materialistic. They're like, I have people mad at me because that's the way I live.
No, but that's the Lord told you that, man. It said the meek shall inherit the earth. You got to be lowly. I mean, the rich, he said it's harder for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven than it is for what?
A camel to walk through the eye of a needle.
Yeah, it's hard for, he deals with the lowly. He's always dealt with the lowly. You got it out. Hold on 1 second. Israel is the lowly. He always deals with the underdog. That's how the Lord works, to show his might. In Egypt, right? When you go back to Moses, Egypt was a great kingdom, all right? But the Israelites weren't, but yet he still chose them. Go ahead, what you going to say?
So when you read Luke, when you read in Luke 6 and 20,
I know you're going, man. You moving. You missing out.
Jump in, huh?
matter of fact, let me read it. I'm gonna read it real quick to show you the point. So this is Luke. This is Luke 6 and 20. This is what it say. Luke 6 and 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, the kingdom of heaven.
All right, Read that over. One more again. Read it over.
Luke
Let
chapter
it
6,
marinate.
verse 20.
Listen to this.
And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. It's the kingdom of Yahweh.
Lowly. That's who the Lord deals with.
And our nation as a whole right now is lowly, man. Our nation is destroyed. Our nation spends the most money, but as a nation of people, we're impoverished. And the Lord is reserving the kingdom of heaven that's going to stand forever, even ever and ever, for the people that this world least expect to win. That's why the world done wrote us off. Oh, those are just niggas. Those are just Latinos. Those are just Native Americans. They're not a threat. You know, they're just dumb people. The Lord is going to fix that in the eyes of all these other nations. So as we're the low, that's why the Lord said the last shall be what? Shall be first, and what? The first shall be last. Our nation is last on the global scale. As a nation of people, we're looked down upon. Even the so-called Africans look down upon our people.
Precept.
You got it, brother.
2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 32. Or is there any other people that know of thee besides Israel? Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? Verse 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
So the heathens have nothing to do with the creator of all things, man. The creator of all things is very particular. He has a favorite land. He has a favorite bird. He has a favorite people.
I notice most of the people that's running stores, they don't like hardly nobody that's American and black.
Well, that Negroes represent Judah. So Judah gonna get it the worst because Judah's the head tribe, and it's just like Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah got the greatest burden because he's really big brother. He's our Lord and Savior, but he's really the first of many brethren. Judah being the head tribe, they're gonna be the poster board of our people. So when you go to the curses, Judah is gonna be that big poster board you can't miss of curses. That's why nobody really like Negro. You might be able to slide through certain cracks as a Latino, maybe, but even the curses touch you too. But Judah, yeah, that's our people too. That's why Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. When you look at that list, all of our people are going through the curses. They got a special hate for Judah because Judah is a part of the head tribe and he represents the banner of the nation of Israel, so to speak. Under Yahweh Shah.
But you know what hurts me most?
What's that?
Our own people, we hate each other.
Hey,
And mistreat each
Yeah,
other.
let's get it.
Each other up and everything.
Deuteronomy
we're
28
gonna
and
get that out of
45.
scriptures. We're gonna show
Of
you.
our people, they gonna die on this side.
They got to.
They have to. They ain't in their right mind.
They got to. You're gonna understand that 2/3 of our people, they gotta go. Just like who was that? Harriet Tubman that said that whoever was
She would have freed more slaves.
that knew that they were slaves. 2/3 of our people don't even feel like they're slaves no more. They feel like they got a good deal compared to slavery. So they good with what they got right now, and the Lord is not with it. So 2/3 of our people have become homeborn slaves, and they're gonna have to die like a dog with rabies. Even if you love that dog got rabies. That dog got rabies. You can't fix that. You got to put that down and hit the restart button on it. 2/3 of our people, the Lord is gonna hit the restart button. They'll be back in the kingdom, but right now they're not gonna change.
They be back saying Google Gaga.
Yeah, precept. You holding Deuteronomy?
Boy, let's
I'm
let
about
them
to
know
go
the
get
truth,
Zechariah.
sir.
You get
Okay.
Deuteronomy.
Woo. That's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall lead.
And that shows you that's Jake, man. That shows you that's the children of Israel. Because whenever we bring up the oppression of our people, what do they talk about? Well, what about the black on black? You fulfilling prophecy when you do that, my man. That's a part of our curses. But that's why the Lord made a point to say there's going to be no more violence in our gates. Why would the Lord say that? Because there's violence in our gates right now. You can't just walk into a random neighborhood. Jake called it a hood. You can't just walk into a random neighborhood and say you can't even say what's good, because that's an implication of problems, of conflict. That shows you that the curses are in full effect right now, man. And Yahushua came what? So that we will have life and have it more abundantly, man.
Hey, if I could say this, right? It's so funny you said it. It's a homeborn slave, right? And that's why the Lord said he required the things in the past. You have to watch these old slave movies. You got to watch your history to know where you came from. And like I said, you can clearly see these slaves. They always with that, Master good to me. No, Master good to us. He's going to get us killed. And that's the same. That's what it means, homeborn slave. You gotta really watch these movies to understand what that means, man.
If I may say this, it's because the master, he beats him down so hard. Because when he shows the slightest bit of let up, they think it's like the greatest thing in the world. Like, oh, master, you done let me get in the house now, master? Oh, my goodness.
And what it is to a lot of Jakes, like it was funny, the spirit was on me to watch a lot of old documentaries on the 60s on like racism. And what happened is one of Esau's tactics that he uses is divide and conquer. So like the middle class destroyed Jake, man. It made some Jake, he gave them a trinket. The scriptures say a gift destroys the heart.
Right.
So the middle class really jacked Jake up, man.
Because it gave the so-called white man an excuse to say, why can't you do like those guys are doing?
Beautiful point.
They're doing all right, and it made those so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who fit that middle-class niche say, it's not them, it's us. And that divide and conquer has worked ever since then, man. That's why integration destroyed our people, man. Because it made our people divided against themselves, man. Jake don't even aspire to have a seat at the UN. Jake don't even look at NATO. Jake don't watch the news because he know he's not included. Unless they got him up as a criminal.
Jake just want to be doing better than you. That's all. That's why it's called keeping up with the Joneses. He don't give a damn about keeping up with you. You want to keep up, make sure he's better than you.
And that's why those rappers and those athletes, when they get rich, they do what? They go back to the hood and show off. They don't go out there to Calabasas and try to show off. They go to Calabasas to do videos and send it back to the hood to say, look, I'm in Calabasas. They're not trying to impress the other nations. It's a competition within the nation of Israel, man. And that's covetousness when you really break that down, man. That's covetousness. And that's one of the main laws the Lord told us to stay away from, man.
God, appreciate Bob.
Kind of have, as the scriptures say, a man's, how can I word it? It's like someone could go.
I got one.
I'm gonna look this up.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 13. For my people have committed two evils.
Right.
They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. And what are these broken cisterns? These are these philosophies that always work for 6 or 8 months, maybe a couple years, and then that decade passes and that water's going out of that cistern.
Hey, and I was this truth, man. How long the elder apostles of great Muslims put? What, 30 apostles? 30 years plus?
35.
35 now.
Man, you guys been coming up against this thing for how long? It holds weight. You can't shake it.
It's the fountain of living waters.
How many vocab Malones? How many of y'all we seen, man?
And let's happily you be found to be fighting against Yahweh Shemal Shah, man.
I got precept. This book of Luke 12 and 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
And that's one more time, Mark. Call that one.
Luke 12 and 15.
Woo!
And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he possesseth.
And that's the trick bag Jake is in right now. Jake is in the spirit of the abundance of things and getting it by what? By any means necessary. And doing what? Creating a culture of covetousness. Because when Jake is in the club with his own people, he do all of the extra shit to show off against what? His own people. Or he'll go snatch the woman of a man who working a 9 to 5. Call him a broke boy, take his woman. Right. That creates what? A culture of covetousness, man. Right. And that's why people are destroyed, man.
That's why that dude that built the storehouse, man, I like to bring him up because he said he was gonna rebuild. He had so much crops, so much possessions. He said, hey, I'm gonna rebuild. That what you reading right there?
Come.
Hey, Hey, the Lord said, today I acquire your soul.
That's right.
Called him a fool.
Like Nipsey.
Hey,
Right,
talking-
bro.
that's the spirit.
Bro, bring that out, man.
Luke chapter 12 and 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man
There it is.
brought forth plentiful.
Ooh, what it said? The grind.
Plentiful. The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully.
So he was winning, man.
Yeah, we winning.
He was winning.
He was winning. Yeah, that's the flavor of the week. Going into Nipsey Hussle, man. He was winning. But what happened? Covetousness, man. Covetousness, man. And then ultimately, Jake not living according to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Because we were talking about that. Ain't no gray areas with Yahweh Shemel Shah. The Lord is catching bodies on all fronts. Whether you the grimiest Jake in the hood, or whether you just a gray area Jake that's not bad. We was going into that, how the brother brought that out. Like, Jake in his own conscience, yeah, that's beautiful. How Jake in his own conscience be like, I ain't that bad, you know? I don't kill people.
But with Yahweh Shah, ain't no innocent bystanders.
Exactly.
Whoever perished being innocent, right?
Yeah, go ahead and read it out.
Read that over from me. I want to bring a point out.
I started
What's this about innocent bystanders?
Oh, we getting into it. We getting into it.
this book of Luke chapter 12 and 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits?
Okay, so basically everything he put his hand to, because that's what the ground, you got to work the ground. This is a labor of love. We're working to get the kingdom by pushing this truth. You see, but the 2/3, they're laboring in all manner of wickedness, you know? Vanity. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? He said, this will I do.
And also, that made me think also that you got idle, right? Because when you have everything, exactly. That's why Esau had that spirit on him.
Right?
Yeah,
Did the same thing.
Wax fat, exactly. He had everything. That's why, that's why the Lord sauld give us his daily bread. You gotta be, you don't want too much.
That's what David said.
Poverty nor riches,
but
I don't know. I don't remember which one of the Rockies it was, but when Rocky got rich and was living the good life, he lost that hunger, and he ended up getting knocked out and losing his belt. When you're on the bottom grinding up and trying to get that title, it's a whole different level of hunger. That's why he says daily bread, man.
Well, the scriptures say in poverty, remember riches, and riches, remember poverty.
Right. Stay on.
Because he gives, right? He gives. Beautiful. Verse 18, he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods.
He was idle. He had everything. So it's like, screw it. I'm not, Go ahead, keep going.
Yo, and that also represents these elites. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna destroy and build it upon, like in the movie, one of the X-Men movies. He's gonna build it. Well, that
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. But what they say, the Phoenix, right?
Yeah, they want to
They're
rise
gonna
out of the
destroy
ashes.
Destroy everything.
And that's what they're
build
doing.
from the ashes.
Auto out
And the
of
scriptures
chaos.
already said that they have more than heart could wish.
Con. Hey, but he said he cannot be satisfied.
Their heart is fat.
And that's a dangerous man.
Oh yeah.
That was a beautiful movie, man.
It says this, and I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. That's us elites, right? Before they about to fill their belly,
Right.
they gonna get it.
Beautiful.
And Yahweh said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided?
And that's why Solomon said that's it's all vanity and vexation of spirit. Because you can do all of that and then it get passed on to your son and he pull a commodus. He just blow the whole empire up, man.
Right. Got a precept.
That's what Solomon thought of. He worried about if his son came in the seat and he just threw it all away.
and it actually happened.
We did.
And it split.
Come on.
And that's why we wait on new heavens and new earths. That's why we store our treasures in heaven where moths can't corrupt. Because you can build all of that up, even in this society. You got Michael Jordans, you got Bill Gates, you got the Rick Rosses, you got all of these guys who have wealth in this world, but this place is about to melt with fervent heat. And you're gonna catch a missile, and you're gonna come back and hit the restart button. Now, if you stored your treasures in heaven, even if you taste death, the moment you're risen back up, you have a perpetual name. In essence, you have riches that don't corrupt. You never lose your crown. That's why, like Yahushua said, what would a man give in exchange for his soul? And he was talking to Israelites.
Right.
What deal could you make with the heathens that's going to be better than what your father has already promised you? Because you can die with whatever they give you. And when you go in the next life, you're going to be judged for that, and you're not going to have that gift.
Right.
It's a lose-lose situation. But because you want it now, you'll take a microwave dinner over an oven dinner. You'll take fast food over a homemade plate.
Home-cooked meal, right. Precept.
That's beautiful.
Let me read it. This is our Proverbs chapter 30, verse 7. 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me.
And he said, remove from him vanity and lies. Don't let me get all into this self-loving, loving life. Don't put me in that spirit. And don't give me too much and don't give me too little. Give me what I need to sustain myself and move on. Because if you give me too much, I'm gonna be passive. My whole mindset's gonna be like, look, the Lord gonna come back when he wants to. And really in your heart, you're really gonna be delaying the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahushua because you're winning already.
Right, because you're winning, right.
But if you don't have poverty or riches, you in that nice little sweet spot where you still got your daily bread, but you still got that bite and that hunger too.
I got a precept. This book of Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Woo. Beautiful.
But by every word. It says, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh.
Because it's not about the materials. It's not about the food you eat. It's not about the clothes you wear. It's about the spirit and how in your relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because all of that stuff passes away. Lifetime after lifetime, but what the Lord is going to give us is eternal life. But if you got it now, you ain't going to want that, because you want what you see right now.
This is 1 Corinthians 15, and I'll start at 51. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption,
right?
And this mortal must put on immortality.
So what that's saying is that Yahushua was just the first of many brethren. What Yahushua was able to do, what Yahushua is now, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, a remnant of this nation is going to become like that. They're going to go from mortal to immortal. That's why it says this mortal must put on immortality. Meaning this flesh right here has to put on that immortal, that eternal. It's going to be physical. It's going to be an actual physical translation into an immortal body. That's why it says, oh death, where's thy sting?
Verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?
And that's a taunting proverb against death. Because let's get Psalms 82 in 6, I believe. Come on.
The sting of death is in sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Because we're going to have that mortal's going to put on immortality. Death, where's thy sting? Because from the beginning, the nation of Israel, the sons of God, were immortal. Because of their disobedience, they lost their immortality and became mortal men. You got Psalms 82?
Psalms 82 and 6. I removed his shoulder from the burden. His hands were delivered from the pots. Thou callest in trouble, and I delivered thee. I answered thee in the secret place of thunder. I proved thee at the waters of Meribah, Salah. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee. O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me, there shall no strange power be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange god. I am the Lord thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. But my people would not hearken unto my voice.
Is that Psalms 82?
Yeah, that's Psalms 82. Oh, my bad.
No, you good, bro.
Hey, that was good. That was good. That was a beautiful precept, though.
I was like,
oh.
because hey, if Israel would have listened from the beginning, if the sons of God would have hearkened unto their father from the beginning, we wouldn't even be in this mess. And that's the spirit that was even brought out. Because the Lord from the beginning never established us to die like men. So hold on.
Go ahead. You want to
Come on, let him get 82 and 6.
Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes.
And he's talking to the Israelites. Our punishment, death is an insult to our very inheritance. Because our inheritance was to be as the sons of God. The sons of God who saw the daughters of men, that was our people. And from the beginning, we weren't supposed to taste of death. But because of our disobedience, we became what? Mortal men. Even now, we're less of stature than we were in the ancient world. Because of our own pride and our own disobedience. But the Lord promised us what? Immortality. That's why Paul was saying, oh, death, where's thy sting? This mortal has to put on immortality. Because we're going back to the sons of God, and it's going to be manifest in our flesh. Not just being good at singing and dancing. We're talking about a rulership like no other. Living it.
This is wisdom of Solomon. Seek not death.
Man, he got that little scoop of honey.
Hey.
He's like, all right, I'll be back. Okay.
On yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For Yahweh made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he is healthful.
What precept is that out?
Wisdom of Solomon 12, and I'm at 13 right now.
Jump to Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 8, and then you go back to that real quick.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 8. All right, I got that already.
Yeah.
Too. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance.
Oh, lock it. Oh, I gotta read that over one more again. Say that again. He that does what?
Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid.
What did it say? There had to be a falling away first, and then what? That man of sin be revealed.
Right.
Neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him.
So we had to be thoroughly punished. I want to bring that out because we had to be thoroughly punished for our ungodliness in the wilderness, in the land of ancient Israel. When our people were in the land of ancient Israel with garments on in the temple, behind in the groves, eating mouse, eating swine. So we had to be thoroughly punished for that. If you can, brother, jump to 13 or start at 12 in that same chapter. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12.
1 and start at 12. Seek not death in the error of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For Yahweh made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth.
Because life is already designed to survive anything already. When you look at creation, it's designed to adapt and survive any circumstance and situation. The Lord didn't create death. He created everything to have its being, its existence. When you look at those nature shows, those documentaries, life just exists. In these jungles, they don't need man to come in there and water nothing. No, everything works in sync with each other. Harmonious, what do they call it? The cosmos.
Symbiosis.
Right.
So like if I may say this, I was watching that Amazon documentary, and it's just the trees, like the trees themselves, like
They communicate.
yeah, they communicate, and the water, the rivers, like the precipitation, the
spirit,
and how the clouds and the rain falls down, it just works like in the perfect order.
Still running, though.
That's
I
how
don't
you know there's a
about-
creator.
We recommend that you
That's
use
why
an
all
audio
the
stream.
theories that Esau
That's
got,
a
Big
tree.
Bang, all that bullshit, bullshit.
Right.
It just is what it is,
He
man.
left that beautiful example. The
No, we
first
have to
off
let
the
it ride
beauty.
for
He
now.
left the beauty in the earth. We just see the organization, perfection within the creation.
Like he said, he put the bounds on the waters of the sea, so they don't even come up towards the land. It's like
Okay, that's being all men by that's Wisdom of Solomon.
I was holding wisdom.
I think it was like Wisdom of Solomon 13:1. Is that right? Is that right? You,
Hey, bro. You already know. I ain't even get to the good part of this. I got a little bit more.
Take this and use this one.
Con 13:1.
Yeah, man.
Because Esau wants to go find a meaning and a
Clean your pockets so don't get wet.
like so he can say, oh, I was like you know when they find an animal that's already been existing.
Yeah.
Then the Edomite who find the animal gets to name the animal after his own name.
Right.
Exactly.
And they'll say what they discovered a new species. No, that species was living and having its own being before you came and corrupted it with your presence. Yeah, and now it's about to go extinct. But the Lord created everything to do what? To just exist and be. But because of the inventions of man, everything is corrupted. And that's why in the kingdom, the wolf is going to do what? It's going to lay next to the lamb. Everything's going to go back to doing what? Having its own being, its own existence.
Right, yeah, tell you in Isaiah that that a child shall play in the cockatrice den, man.
I'm gonna pull out a little bit more on this. Get to the good point. Wisdom of Solomon, I'm at 15. For righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it.
And that's death. That's
right.
why the Lord talked about he made a covenant with death, man.
Made a covenant with them.
Right,
And that's
right.
cold because it shows
Immortal,
you that
baby.
it shows you that
Satan.
and Jake did too. And that's why ultimately the Lord said on what? You can again while you're in Wisdom of Solomon, go to 2 and 23.
I got it right here.
you
I was
know?
already there.
Everybody.
I was already there. Bring it out, Bring it out.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Where you want me to start at?
Start at 23.
Yeah.
2 and 23.
23 and 24.
Con.
For Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
So Adam and the sons of God were what? They were designed to be the image of Yahweh Shemal Shah's own immortality, man.
Right.
They were designed to be immortal, but because what? The inventions that man had and the covenant that man made with death, curse was the ground for man's sake, right?
So what was the immortal righteousness was immortal?
Right.
Righteousness.
Right.
Yes. And that's why the Lord has given us righteousness first. That's why he said, those that desire wisdom, get wisdom. Those that desire scepters and thrones, get wisdom. So you can reign what? Forevermore.
That's what King Solomon did, man. He asked for wisdom.
That's right.
And everything was given unto him on an extra tip.
On the extra tip.
Just like Yahushua said, what? Seek ye first the kingdom, and then all these other things will be bestowed upon you. But the Lord is designing it so we can reign forevermore. The heathens, every heathen had their chance at bat. But eventually they was going to hit 9 innings and it was going to be over. The Lord is about to put us in that power seat in a batting cage. Ain't no innings in a batting cage. The ball just go and you just swing.
Hit home runs all day.
You ain't got nowhere to
All day.
be. You ain't got nowhere to be. You can perfect your
Go.
swing if you want to.
Go ahead, I'll
And
finish
the
that.
good thing is it ain't no curveballs. They straight fastballs.
Right. Everything is.
Talking about the park.
Because, I mean, that's a beautiful point because in this life, because of the curses, Jake got a sweat, and by the sweat of his brow, he'd get an inch. Everything we have, even though we're the sons of God, we have natural talent. Everything we get, we gotta grind and sweat and earn every centimeter, every inch. In the kingdom, it's gonna be like you're gonna get a foot, you're gonna get a mile, and not even know about it. Because you don't have, like, we're at a race against time because we're mortal. When you're immortal, you can take your time. Now I want my vineyard to grow like this. All right, so we're gonna take our time. I want red sand on my vineyard. You know, you can take your time and work out the details.
You ever seen that movie Falling with Denzel?
Yep.
You kept saying, time is on my side. Yes, it is.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Check it. Even in that movie Lucy, it came on the other day, when she was getting turned into a higher estate, you noticed that nothing mattered.
Right.
Like, she was getting so much wisdom, and she got to like a God state that nothing mattered. You know, she went to her apartment and her friend was talking about shit that don't matter.
Right,
She was like,
right.
it don't matter. She was on God level, bro.
Wisdom is too high for a fool, man.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy mind.
Yeah,
You got this wisdom and now you understand it. You speaking bullshit, man.
Hey, and it's so funny because in the movie when she was getting all the wisdom and knowledge, she said, "I'm not feeling human no more." She was, hey, God state, baby, God state.
I got a
We gonna change in the twinkling of an eye. Change in the twinkling of an eye, baby.
Everything came back to the remembrance.
Let me see. Did you finish that?
I remember when you
Read verse 24 on that.
I remember everything. She was like, I remember.
She said, "Hey, she said I can remember being in the womb.
Yep.
She can remember
Everything
everything."
came back.
That's why Jake gonna have that condemnation, man. That's why Jake gonna have that condemnation, because they're gonna be in that God state where they can remember.
That God state.
Shit. Like,
And then on the other side, hey, everlasting contempt. You know, I was on this side and I was the 2/3. You know what I'm saying?
So, comment board under this name.
This is back in
I was slick.
This is back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil, came death into the world.
Romans came up in the books, right?
Where is that? Where is that? And when did that happen? In the garden with the serpent.
Yeah.
Which was actually the start if you could receive it. You so-called devil. You read Hebrew Edomites, man. Your spirit. That's where it started at.
Nevertheless, through the envy of the devil, through the envy of the devil came death into the world.
And that make me think of that perpetual hatred, man, because you envious, man. You just like you envied Abel, that same spirit, man. Envy. That's why the brother brought out covetousness.
right.
That's a deadly sin, man.
And they that do hold of his side do find it.
And that goes back into that covenant of death that man made, that the sons of God, first and foremost, made outside of the Lord's creation, man. They rebelled against the symbiotic relationship of man and earth, man. And what happens? Everything went into what? Disorder. The earth is what? It's defiled under what? The inhabitants, because they had done what? They broke the covenant. They took the How to Live on Earth manual and threw it in the back seat in the trunk and just did donuts in the rental.
The rental.
God precept. God precept. This Exodus 32 and 23. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their God.
Yeah, and that's what happens when the sons of God make covenants with the heathens. The sons of God always lose 100%, and the other nations win, man. And that's why even now they still make a great effort to keep our people in a destroyed state of mind, man. That's why they do that, because they know that that's the foundation of their rulership. If you bind the strong man, you can rob his house. The earth is our house, man. The earth is our house. So if you bind up the strong man and keep him bound, you can have rulership.
I got a precept.
Come.
This book of Jude, chapter 1
Beautiful.
and 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, hath he reserved in everlasting change unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day.
Because, Slock, you got it, brother. Go ahead.
These bodies, man, the flesh are these chains. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is not. It's a constant war.
It said left its former estates. That former state goes back into a former state of existing, the way we used to live, and how we lost that former way of life.
And those angels aren't talking about the angels that are in the spiritual world. Those are talking about the sons of God who the service of the Most High belongs to. Because the angels do what? They minister unto who? The Most High. What does minister go back to? Serve, man. The Lord makes his ministers a flame of fire. So those angels are talking about men, all right? The sons of God in particular, the nation of Israel. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And I'm going to get a precept that backs that up. All right, now this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 1 and verse 39. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, and Micaiah, Joel, Abdias, and Jonas, Nahum, Habakkuk, Sophonias, Agagus, Zachary, and Malachi, which is also called an angel of the Lord. And these were men, all right? So that shows you that these angels that kept not their first estate is Jeshurun waxing fat and kicking, man. But the promise is that we weren't going to kick forever, man, and the Lord was not going to be angry with us forever, man. And that's why, while this world is losing spirit, the men of the Lord are gaining spirit, and the believers are gaining spirit, man, because the Lord is about to reward the righteous, man. That's why Psalms 58 it says, surely there's a reward for the righteous. Because in this world, you having integrity and holding up a certain standard gets you nowhere in this world. You win more by cheating, lying, being covetous. That's giving a reward for being wicked. Well, the Lord is going to give judgment for that wickedness. And there's going to be a reward for the righteous. And that reward is what? Those angels being translated back into their first estate and being exempt from the second death, man.
And that's why we ask the Most High to lead us not into temptation. Because temptation is the reason why we are in this in the first place.
Right.
And just like you said, wickedness in this world gets you to a certain level. So I just want to bring that point out, man.
I'm gonna get this cord. I got a cord in my car that'll fit your phone. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, Shirley.
Well, I got one since you mentioned the wicked getting a reward, man. Just to close in on that point, Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You know, because in this world, the opposite happens. Wickedness receives a reward, and righteousness makes you make yourself a prey unto this world, man.
Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Because the whole world looks at the so-called white man's system and his lies, and they say, oh man, this is they call it what? Progression. This is progressive. When really it's not, it's regressive, because now you got to pay for it. There's a judgment for that. You got a question, brother?
I just want to say to my young people, was studying your history and bringing back up to date was reality from way back since the word began.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit that you even said that, brother.
See, the European, he ain't never discovered nothing. He never created anything.
Hey, that's the spirit.
He's a copycat.
That's the zeal.
You understand what I'm saying? Everything he got, he copied. He ain't never created nothing. You understand? And he never had the sense to create nothing. You go back into Egyptian history and they want to show black, white folks. All them people was of hue, of color.
Get 'em.
You understand? Of our own race. Well, if you want to know the truth, the cradle of civilization begun in an existence most suitable for our climate. You understand? If you really want to know the truth, he ain't nothing but from the Caucasus Mountains over in Asia or Caucasian.
That's right.
You understand? And all he been doing was just poisoning the mind of our people for generations and generations. Right now, I could walk down the street and I could ask somebody could walk down the street. They'll ask one of the Europeans a direction before they would ask me. And I'm of their own color because they believe in him. But when you take a generation of people and you strip them of their nationality, of their principles, of all their dignity, their respect, and then you put them, make them subordinate individuals. You understand what I'm saying? Well, Sigmund Freud did it. He called it conditional behavior. You understand? We've been taught to hate each other. We've been taught to disrespect each other. We don't know no better. But I admire you young folks for going back in history and bringing back to reality what already exists. May God bless you. May He keep you.
If I could say this right, you can't make this stuff up. Look at the brother's shirt. What does it say? St. Louis. He just gave us a rapid blitz on Esau.
Woo! That's spiritual.
That's right. No, this ain't. See, this ain't nothing. You know what? All you doing is living out your just due. That's all. See, you go back to Morgan's Garvey. He said, let's separate this stuff. You understand? They got Mormons up there with providences. They got the all them other races of people up north with their own laws and rules and regulations, living on their own land, making their customs and traditions. Why can't we make our own cut? We ain't even ever supposed to be acclimated with this European. Oh, we go. You know what amalgamation do? It break down purity in all nationalities. That's what it does. It only break down purity in all nationalities.
That's the spirit.
I'm just telling the truth. You all just only carrying on from where we left out. See, I'm old now. You see what I'm saying? But I pass the torch. I pass it on. I want y'all to go ahead on and let the future generations know what the reality is about our people. You see? Cain, Abel, all them folks, they was of our nationality. Jordan, the river, all that, a Mexican was before the great earthquake came. And if you really want to know the truth, if you take me out of America, you got Africa. Take me out of America, what you got? Africa. So where you at? You already at home. You understand? I'm just telling you the truth. They ain't done nothing but just try to trick out. People been doing it for over 400 years. And it's a shame that we go and research everything, and we want to be everything but our own self. We go search for identity. We go search for awareness, but we never go and identify ourselves with ourselves. And I admire you young people. We got the, what is it, in St. Louis, they got an organization of brothers like I forgot what they call it. The Israelites. The Israelites, you understand, they got them organizations in St. Louis too that are going back and trying to educate people, or that, you know, that the people of color or the original, you know, nationality that God created. See, before that European went up in the mountains, see, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I got to tell you the truth. Actually, you may not want to hear this, but he's your own goddamn brother. I'm just going to tell you the truth. He was put out of the holy city of Mecca for eating meat.
Okay. You see this right here? What does this say right here?
He's your own
Esau
brother.
and Jacob.
That's right.
Twin sons of Isaac and Rebekah. So
I'm just going to tell you the truth. And when his ass went up there and caught the mountain, he started macramating with animals and everything else. That's how he got them 16 shades of eyes and them 32 colors of skin. He macramated with them animals and stuff up in there. I'm just telling you the truth.
That's that rapid blitz.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? If you notice, they more comfortable with a dog than they is with us. They're more comfortable with a dog than they is with us. Dog what? Man best friend. I know, because he rolled your back and your woman's back and all y'all up in there. He's macking made with them animals and things. But you know what? They ain't gonna never accept the reality of the truth. They never gonna accept it.
The wicked shall understand.
They ain't gonna never accept it.
The wicked shall understand.
But you know what? That's okay. Because long as you know, you see, as long as you know, you freed yourself. And that's the main thing. You freed yourself, and we'll free ourselves one at a time. One at a time. We'll free ourselves one at a time. They don't know nothing about the way y'all live. It's all their minds. You see what I'm saying? You see, your thing is not being a part of society. Your thing is having society accept who you are.
I want to be the complete opposite of this society.
That's what you're going to be. The complete opposite of the society. You know, you don't want to be, you know what this society was made up of? A whole bunch of crooks that they sent over here because they couldn't be trusted in other countries and nations. That's what they sent them over here for. A bunch of people. That's what they did. When they got over here, their asses was starving and died, and an Indian tried to be a friend to them and go cut their ass some corn and stuff and try to teach them how to do some agriculture, and they turn around there and put their ass on the reservation. Won't even allow them to come into their own land that they own. No good.
Now you're trying to push them off the reservation so you get that oil.
Get that oil. Run them pipelines.
Yeah, he called them Indian givers. He's the damn Indian
He's
giver.
the goddamn Indian giver. What did he do? Went to China, you understand, stole the gunpowder. Everything he got, he stole.
This a
He
roast.
never made
The
nothing.
thief, man. The thief
We
coming
the
out the
engineers, we the ones with the great mind. He'll tell that brother on the phone, make my baby one of them things, with a baby to be in, right?
Or a stroller.
Well, that brother know if I don't make this thing, he gonna give me some whips on my back. That about 30 minutes later, he come back, that baby, look, Paul, and he can rock too. You understand what I'm saying? That's okay. But I want to tell y'all something. The thing that we is that house nigga. I want to talk about that house nigga for 1 minute. See, separation is a way of conquering and dividing. If I could walk up here right now and say, you know what? You different. You ain't like them. You understand? You different. I put you in the house. I put a white jacket on you, right? How in the hell can you put me in your house and I don't poison your ass? I never did understand that. Why they didn't poison their ass and take it over?
You want to know
You
why?
gonna put me in your house
You wanna
and
know
I don't
why?
poison your
It's an
ass?
easy answer for that.
You want to know why? Because they selfish. They don't care about their brothers.
Thank you.
That's what it is.
And you know what they used to do? As soon as y'all ass stop singing out there in this field, because they know we work better under pressure, singing them old hymns. When you stop singing, he'll say, come here. They didn't stop singing. They didn't stop working. He'll take the jacket off of him and say, go out there and see what they doing. He'll run out there in the campfire and say, boss mad at me too. What we gonna do? But you know what? He ain't gonna eat that slop. By the time dinner time comes, he gonna be back in the house with you, telling the white man what y'all got planned.
And bring out, hold up, let's bring out the piece of
This
it.
book of John 10, verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
See, what our people didn't know was that the conclusion is that the so-called white man is doing exactly what the Lord created him to do. He's the wicked. He's the devil. He's created to do exactly what he's doing.
But thank God for that man with them 7 seals.
Yeah.
No, with 2 eyes. Thank God for him. Who? The 7 seals. Read that about them, the man with them 7 seals. It's a prophet that came in the early 1900s called No Would You Ali.
No, that we talking about Yahweh Shah.
Yeah,
I know
but
you
I want you
talking
to
about.
look up No Would You Ali.
You talking about the
They
murder.
came and you know what? Know why y'all don't know? Know why y'all ain't got the knowledge? Because he said that if you ain't careful, 50 years from now, you won't know even that I did. You won't even know that I did. He did what y'all did. He went back and researched, you know, the people back from the original Moabite tribes and different things like that, you know, to bring the reality back, you know, to what places the origin of the north and south.
Let's get Isaiah 8.
We don't need to get all that
20.
deep. That's all we need right here.
Let's get Isaiah 8 and 20.
All we need is these scriptures. That's it.
Well, you know where he got that from, don't you? He stole it from us. He stole that book.
Oh, I know this book was written by my forefathers.
Yeah,
Right.
but he stole it. He come from the Caucasus Mountains and stole that book.
Right.
Who, the so-called white man?
This is Isaiah.
Yeah, right.
This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
So if he's speaking according to this word, then we on one accord.
Look here.
But as far as the 7 seals in Revelations,
Yeah.
that's Yahweh Shah.
Now, let me
That's
ask-
the one that's the lamb that was slain for the redemption of the nation of Israel. That's the man that was that's the lamb that was worthy to open up the 7 seals.
I agree with you on that. And now when you read about the guy that they said that his feet was like unto, and his hair was like unto wool.
Yeah, that's Yahweh Shai.
That's Yahweh Shai.
Now,
That's the one.
Who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ.
Now, do that sound like that's him?
No,
No, that's
not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. That right there. That right
right
there.
here, right here.
There you go. That right there let you know that he got them hoodwinked, hoot owl, and all that stuff. Hoodwink, hoot owl, and everything else.
Well, that's why he showed an image. He read John 3:16. He'll show them an image of that so-called white man. Then he'll close up the book and throw the collection plate around.
That's because he wants to feel superior and try to make us feel inferior. That's his whole thing, trying to make himself superior.
Well, guess what?
As God.
Well, they are inferior, and we are superior.
That's right. You show me any race on this earth that's black. You ain't never heard of a black race. You ain't never heard of a white
Hey, let me
race.
get him on the camera, man.
No such thing as black or white in nationality.
Hey, that's beautiful.
Color is not a nationality.
That was a social construct that they created in 1681.
That's right. When I was coming up, you know what the color cast was? If you light, you all right. If you brown, stick around. But if you black, get back. The color cast.
It's not how to prove that, right? What before they called us black, what did they call us? Color.
Color. And before they call you color, you know what they call you? Nigga boo, shine.
Oh, those are Proverbs. and
Slave
Proverbs.
name.
Matter of fact.
That's right, slave
We
name.
was colored. We was niggas.
Yeah.
We was African Americans.
Fellowshipping with Yahweh. Hey.
Yeah.
I got a precept for you on that.
Blacks. Porch
been a
monkeys.
blessing.
We porch monkeys. We spooks.
Okay. Be safe, brother.
Hey, Shalom. How about you?
So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse
Beautiful to have you here, brother.
Yo, I love it. It was beautiful, man.
Verse 45.
At a soccer game, and it was
And it reads,
because of rain.
moreover,
So
all
the
these
three
curses shall
of them
come upon thee, and shall
okay,
pursue
alright.
thee, and overtake
Hey,
thee,
shalom,
till thou be
brother.
destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because ultimately, the judgment that our people going through is a punishment because of our disobedience. We get on the so-called white man, but the Lord sick the so-called white man on us because we weren't being obedient.
So what? And if you go to Deuteronomy, you will see in Deuteronomy all them diseases and things that he got in
Right.
Deuteronomy.
Right.
That's what, because he went against the law of the food system. You know, back in them days, you were able to eat from the land. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't supposed to eat animals and all that stuff. That's why he had that leprosy and all that stuff. You understand?
That leprosy
And
is
took
a-
his color and all that away from
That
him.
leprosy was a mark of Cain. So the reason that the Lord made the so-called white man leprous is so that you will be able to identify the wicked on the earth.
That's right.
That's why he don't have pigment compared to all the
That's
other
right. He
nations.
don't have no milling and hue in his skin.
Exactly.
He showed down.
Exactly.
He
'Cause
don't
that's the
have-
mark. That's the mark of Cain. That's how you know who you're dealing with.
You see,
You know, like a tiger got stripes. You know, hey, you see them stripes, you ain't second guessing.
That's the mark of the wicked.
Right. So the Lord put a mark on them, and that mark is that lack of melanin. That's why the sun burns them, and it gives us vitamin D.
one of the best things that this society could have done, and they're getting into it more and more, is starting chartered schools, where they give an opportunity for men like yourself to express your knowledge and education to your kids on an educational system that's appropriate for their upbringing.
You know what?
Now, charter, you know these charter schools?
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
That's going. I can see an opportunity for people of Israelite to start these schools to educate their own young, to bring them up as Israelites and they national inhabitants like they should be taught. I can see that happening.
I got a precept for you.
I can see that happening.
So this is Proverbs chapter 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Now the Lord wanted us to be on the highways and hedges to push this word for free. So the ones that couldn't make it to a charter school can still get the message of Yahweh.
Yeah, come on now.
So they can still hear the word. That's why the Lord said, I will make you fishers of men. That's right. And to go out here on the highways and byways and bid the children of Israel back to the marriage.
See, y'all are the original Jehovah Witnesses right here.
The original, yes. Original. Yahweh Witness.
I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that word. I mean, to that proverb, right? What you just read. The whole book of Proverbs rests on the theme of one verse. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of all knowledge. Exactly. But fools despise his wisdom and his instruction.
Exactly. Wow. And that's why it's a world full of fools.
And that's why it's world full of fools.
That's right. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Y'all have really enlightened me, and I hope I have been some enlightenment to you.
You have, brother.
May God bless you and keep you until we meet again, whether it be here, there, or in there.
Hey, Shalom, brother. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, brother.
The message is, the Lord is changing the spirit in our people, man. The Lord is changing the spirit in our people. You think about 40, 50 years ago, our people just wanted to be equal to the so-called white. Now our people are waking up to the fact that why would I want to be equal to somebody who's willing to be so much equal on the earth? We're above that, man. 2/3 of our people not going to get that message, but it's not for them anyway. We're doing it for brothers like that who actually in tune with it, even though it's a zeal. It may not always be according to knowledge, but the Lord recognizes that zeal, man. And believers are going to be, and friends of the prophets are going to be delivered as well, man. Call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shah, because the Lord could have brought that brother, and he did just bring that brother for that comfort, man. Because a lot of times we see the older men of our nation, they're not really in tune like that.
Right.
By the time you get that up in age, you just want to get by. You don't want no issues, no static with Esau.
Hey, that elder was all up in the scriptures everywhere.
And he was, I got to bring it out.
Came out with the blitz.
Hey, he came out with him, boy.
I got to bring it out. I got to bring out that Romans.
Hey, when he brought out that Proverbs 9 and 10, ain't it? Hey. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man.
God.
You got it, brother. This is Romans chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shai, for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. You know, because that, no, you got to
But I was going to say, what I was just thinking about, right? Like the brother brought out, we could just be a believer, man. When you read the scriptures, a lot of the Yahweh Shai healed a lot of people, and a lot of people wanted to follow him. But not everybody followed him. He would just say, you know, go your way. You know.
Ooh, that was,
and then, like I said, Flocky, I was going real quick. That brother, he probably was searching, watching videos. He obviously was familiar, and we just built it. You know what I'm saying? He just got like healed a little bit more. His faith got built up a little more. That's why he kept saying, "You brothers, you know, keep doing what you're doing." He's trying to exhort us.
Isaiah 35, man. Let me read it.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
Yeah, that's what we, you know, this is healing on a low level right now, man. The Lord will give us that, you know, spiritually, like really healing people, man. You know?
Because I wanted to get that passage where like the brother was talking about, where Yahweh Shai healed the man, and the man wanted to follow the Lord.
So
I think I might have
go on his way and tell them what.
This is Isaiah 35, verse 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance, even power with a recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as in heart, and that's what he just did. He left here leaping. And the tongue of the dumb sing, for in the wilderness shall waters break out and streams into the desert. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springeth for water, and the habitation of dragons where each lace shall be grass with reeds and rushes.
Speak on it, brother.
So that's going into, hey, strengthen the weak hand and feeble knees are the ones that's, cause you're gonna have Jake, man. John 9 and 20, John chapter 10 verse 27 say the Lord words his sheep hear his voice and they follow him. So that brother was lifted up in the spirit, man.
Yeah.
That was strengthening the weak hand and feeble knees.
Hey, what the brother always say? We can't write this stuff.
Right, you can't make this up, man. Hey, and when they say that waters shall break forth, man, that's talking about the elect. They're talking about that them living water, man. Okay, John 7:38 say that out of your heart shall go rivers of living water, man. He that believe on the Lord, as the scripture have said, out of his mind shall flow rivers of living water. The living water is this truth, man. This wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus. The living water, man. When you see these camps all over the world pushing this truth, that's that water that's breaking out. And we out here to strengthen the weak hand and feeble knees of ones that are looking for salvation, man. Go ahead,
I told you guys I love you as human beings. Do you believe me?
Will we believe you?
As a
Yeah.
human being. Like I'm a human. Maybe. I don't know if you see me as a human or not. But
I mean, we had to go into that word, Hugh. We got to go into that word.
my life is 100% harder than your life.
Okay.
You look like an average, normal human being. I don't. I can walk any way. Human can think I'm a Mitchell. I
Right.
got it. Is that a God-given thing? Yes. Do I accept it? Yes. Why? Why would I should accept it? The only way to accept this, you have to be like really believing in God.
Right.
Are we good so far? Okay. So, in your opinion, how should I live my life?
Still looking for it nowhere?
If I'm trying to live a good life, I'm trying to find a wife. Let's say, just to live a normal, good life.
Okay.
To live with me. But every single human being call me a midget. How can I fix this?
Hey, get Matthew chapter 6 real quick. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33, 34.
Matthew chapter 6, 33.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Read it verbatim for one more time.
Matthew 6 and 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Now you say you're looking for a wife, right? Listen, hold on.
I am sorry, but I'm gonna tell you. I really don't care about how people see me.
Okay.
All what I care about is like because the only reality in life is I'm gonna die.
Right.
One day. You're gonna die.
Right.
All of these guys are gonna die. One day.
Right.
Okay. If I'm not looking for the right way to follow her, like I'm sorry, man, but you know what? I seek the truth. I'm trying. No, hold on. Let me rephrase this. I try to seek the truth harder than you do. If you think that you got it, you have not done as much research as I done. And
Why?
I
What
did
makes you say that?
Because I listened to all the Abrahamic religions. Okay? Like, yeah, you believe in Abraham?
No. Abraham, yeah, that's our forefather.
Yes.
Okay.
Our true. Oh my God! Please do not deny me before you listen to the end.
Okay.
Yes, I believe in the same thing. Okay.
But hold on, let me say this. This is not religion. Religion was man-made.
No.
The Lord didn't give us religion. The Lord made us spiritual He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow,
Let me
brother.
tell you something. We're all gonna die, right? Right. Fact. It's a fact.
Okay.
All right. So, if God wanna send a message, I need to see some signs, scientifically, logically, psychologically, all of these signs. If you can get them in one place, I'm gonna get them.
Can we get some signs for the brother? He said he want to see signs. You know the Lord say that his people, which is on that sign. Do you see yourself on that sign? According to your nationality, do you see yourself on that sign over there?
What are you talking about nationality?
I'm gonna ask you a question. We're gonna get to the point.
Bro,
I'm gonna make the point.
I am so African more than you.
I'm asking you, according to your nationality.
I'm Egyptian. Hold on. I'm Egyptian. Like, I'm motherland African. Like, you know what, you guys.
What's your father?
Fuck my skin, okay?
I ain't talking about your skin. What's your father?
You, like, I swear to God, I care about you more than you even care about these guys standing next to you. Okay?
Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, listen to me. Like, this is what I want to tell you. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in, but you need to research. Don't stick to whatever your dad and your mom told you. This is the right thing.
Well, the reason we're out here because we researched. You're out here doing whatever you're doing. You're out here doing whatever you're doing.
Did you really research?
Yes, we did. We wouldn't be out here if we weren't.
Are you 100% telling the truth?
Absolutely.
Right now?
100%.
Absolutely.
Okay, what religions did you research?
I told you.
Guys, don't hate me for whatever.
Religion.
You like my words.
This isn't a religion.
You like it. You don't like me, just let me go.
Like, I don't have nothing to do with
I
liking.
care about you.
We care about the truth. We care about the truth. Yes.
Yes. I love
We're not here for feelings, we're here about the truth.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So, how many religions did you
Wait, first off, sorry to cut you off. You believe in the Bible?
That was my.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
So
good.
we believe in the Bible. And we don't have to study other religions outside of the Bible.
No.
Get Isaiah 34 and 16. Let's read that.
It's so complicated to use, okay? Because what I did, okay, sir, I was born in a religious family, okay? They forced me to one religion. I was following it. Then,
So what do you believe in?
No. Hold on. Let me tell you my story. And then based on that, it's up to you to decide.
Okay, so you can tell us your story. Read that real quick. Listen to
You
this.
said you believe in this book, right?
Yes.
Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. None of these shall fail, none shall want her mate.
Nah, you said you're looking for a sign. In this book, it's prophecies.
Absolutely.
All type of signs. You said you're looking for a sign. You said you need to see a
I
sign.
agree.
In this book, we got the sign. The Lord gave us prophecies, like earthquakes and wars.
Listen.
What I'm telling you, hold on.
The Lord is the best thing you can live.
Okay, so why you talking about other religions then? We got the Bible.
No. I want you to understand what I'm trying to do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Listen, guys, for real. Like, I can tell you, you are the most righteous people standing. But this Lord, He tests
Abraham.
whatever, man.
Right.
People ask Him for signs. He gives them signs. They see the signs, and then they disagree, and then He fucking
Right.
destroying that
That's
nation.
beautiful. You are exactly
I'm sorry
right.
for my bad words.
No, you good. It's okay.
Yes. But then, so when He decided to have a final message,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna send any more messengers, what He would do?
He gonna destroy the place.
No.
He gonna destroy it. He always send his messages out first before he destroys a kingdom.
Good. Okay. But this is the difference between you and being a god.
Get Amos 3 and 7.
Yes, because you right now judge the situation as a human. You decided to say, if they don't believe, I'm gonna destroy it. But because God is more merciful than you think.
Yeah, oh yes he is.
Yes, He is. I
Hold
know.
on, let me ask you. I got one question for you, man.
Yes,
You had the floor for. I haven't asked you anything.
You can ask me anything you want.
Everything you're saying, where do you get your understanding from? Did you read
Bro,
the scriptures?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Or is it just,
He said he grew up religion.
Where is
Yes.
it coming from?
No. I'm originally Egyptian. I don't know. You guys can like get the conclusion.
I got you. I got you.
Okay, what's the religion in Egypt?
Hold on. I asked you a question though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get you're Egyptian. Now I asked you a question. I said, where do you get your understanding from? You said you believe in the Bible.
Absolutely.
The things that you're saying, where is that coming from? Did you get it from scriptures, or is it from your heart? Where is it coming from?
Scripture.
Experience. So can you tell me a scripture that whatever you're saying is from?
Like
Can you quote one for me so I
what
can read it?
scripture do you want to hear?
Whatever message
No.
you're conveying.
You pick something in your life, in your daily life conception. And I'm going to give you the scripture.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Who are the children of Israel to you? Who are the biblical Israelites? Are the people in the land of Israel the biblical Israelites?
Can I tell you
Let's have an
something?
honest conversation.
Yes, absolutely. We are, the only religion said that there's no difference between a white or black as Muslim. Okay?
What scripture is that? 'Cause you said you get your
Yeah, I'm going to
understanding.
open it up.
Yeah, get that scripture.
Open the Quran.
No, we believe in the Bible.
I know, I believe, because the Quran tells me the Bible was a message from God, but people kind of used it to rule kingdoms. Then he decided to, you know what? I'm gonna get it to the poorest country in the world, which is
So which book has precedence, the Quran or the Bible? I know they're two different books, but which one has precedence? Because you said the Quran. Hold on.
The Torah,
I'm listening.
The Bible, the Quran.
Okay, so I
are
just
all
read out of the
coming
Torah.
from
Hold
God.
on. Out of Torah, I just read it again. I'm gonna read it for the camera. Because you said you believe. Hold on.
Before you go, why did God send the Bible if the Torah is good? Because people weren't good enough to keep it. Then he decided, you know what?
The Bible.
I'm gonna fix it one more time by the Bible.
Let's deal with this Quran thing,
Hey,
right?
hey.
Yes.
So
Deuteronomy 10 and
was
12.
there ever a prophet that came
Deuteronomy
out
chapter
of
10, verse 12.
throughout the Bible?
Where? Okay. Where?
Just answer the question.
Listen. No matter how much I'm trying to
Be an
help you
abstract.
guys, but I truly understand you are righteous people. But trying to show it. Listen, you talking to a midget. Hold on. Fuck this life. You talking to a fucking midget. Do you understand a fucking midget standing downtown? Listen, you know where I live? 2 blocks from here. I live downtown. Okay. I'm telling you, I fight every single human to see like, okay, yeah, I'm a midget. Fuck it. You know what? But the only things, because, you know what? I have drug dealers. Like, they tell me,
So let's
you
backtrack.
have all
Let's
the right,
backtrack.
you
Because
have,
I asked you a
you have
question
all the right
about
to
the
hate
prophets.
humans.
I don't
yes,
hate.
I'll get to your question.
Hey, I got a verse. Listen to this verse, man. This is
Before you judge
Deuteronomy.
me, can I finish?
Hold on.
Can I finish?
We had to back everything up with
I swear to
scripture.
God, I swear, by the
We're asking
same
you
Lord,
questions, man.
you believe
The
in it.
Lord said you don't supposed to swear neither. You need to stop doing that.
No, can I
That's in the
finish?
Bible.
Can I finish my
Let me read my verse first.
Can I finish my
This is
point?
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy power require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
And whenever the
Do
Lord
you know
called
how
his
much
prophets
I
out,
love the Lord
he
more
called.
than you do?
No,
You don't, because you're reading the Quran. The Quran was a message from the man. The Bible is a message from the Heavenly Father.
He just said love his ways. The brother just said love his ways. Allah, that's not his ways.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? A man in a desert, they used to worship idols. Okay? They used to worship idols. He came from nowhere.
In Mecca, what
Yes.
is that in Mecca?
Yeah.
That rock that they bow and pray to. Is that not an idol? It's not. It's not an idol. Hold on. What is it? A god? What is it?
No. It's the central. Like, why do you pray to Jerusalem? Why, when you want to do like
Why do we face
pilgrim-
the east?
Yes. Why?
So we supposed to, according to the Bible.
we're facing our home.
That's just the direction.
That's our no.
That's what you just said.
That's our homeland.
Okay, but
That's our homeland.
Okay. Let's talk about this. So, in that desert, they used to worship idols. So one man came over there and he told them, destroy all these idols. We have one God to believe in him. It's not, no sir,
So,
it's not a rock.
Where did the rock come from? I'm not familiar. Enlighten me. What is the story about that rock? Why
Okay.
did they pray to it?
So
How
the
did it
story,
get there?
the story in
Break it down for
Islamic
me.
culture,
Go ahead.
that Mecca was built by Abraham. You know, he married Sarah, and he had a slave girl.
I know Ishmael. We're familiar. I'm
Thank
asking
you.
about the rock.
Then he, because she was so jealous, he moved to that area and he dropped her over there because God told him to do that. So he dropped her there, okay? And then he got that water well, and then you know what's funny? Until today, that well is still coming out in the middle of the desert. Google it, okay? If
But
I'm
you
lying
do
to you,
realize that
it's called Zamzam.
you do realize that the Lord chose the Israelites. He didn't choose
Bro,
Ishmael.
I believe in you, Lord.
No.
You don't get it. You're not trying. You're not trying to get it, bro. I believe in
Let me read
Jesus.
this. Let me read this. This is Matthew 5:37.
Yes.
Let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay.
Right.
For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Right, meaning you gotta stop swearing, man.
You're an Israelite too, brother.
I'm not the
So
most.
you are too.
I told you guys, you
See
are
yourself
more
on the sign?
righteous than I
You see yourself on
do.
the sign?
But what I'm gonna,
No.
I'm sorry, guys.
You don't see yourself on
If
the
I'm not
sign?
good to you, I can walk
What's your
away.
nationality?
Like seriously.
You've been drinking tonight,
What crime are you?
Yes.
so you may not be in the right mindset to actually have this conversation to the best of your
Is that
ability.
how you feel about it?
Well, you could be
Honestly, I think we have
Are
a
you
better
judging me
conversation.
right now?
No, what I'm saying is that we have a
What-
better
what's your
conversation.
nationality?
when we're drunk.
Like the other one.
No matter what I do in my
We're
life,
scattered though. How do
no
you know?
matter what I do in my life, if I died this moment,
No,
I have a
I mean,
belief.
you could be right. You could be a Hamite.
Like,
if you say you're a
but
Hamite,
it's
you're a Hamite.
based on a fact.
like your belief?
Well, these 12 tribes, they're going to get delivered. These are the Lord's chosen people. And the other nations, i.e. the Hamites, the Edomites, the Moabites, they're going into slavery. Okay?
Oh my God.
For the atrocities that they did to these people.
According to the Bible.
So we're like the righteous path, right? So no drinking, right?
Where's that
Bro,
in the scripture?
drinking is bad.
Where's that in the scriptures? Where's that in the scripture?
I'm just guessing, right?
So
So you don't have a problem that I'm drinking? No, hold on, please. So you
Where in
don't
the
have,
Bible-
because you asked me if
Where-
I'm drinking tonight.
Yeah.
So you don't have a
it's hard
problem
for me
that
to
I'm
have a
drinking. I'm
conversation
talking
with
to
you
you right
because
now.
you've been
But what's
drinking.
your problem? You said, where's the scripture?
Did you hear what he said?
No, hold
Slow
on,
down,
hold on,
brother.
hold on.
Slow
I
down.
want to talk to this guy right now.
Yeah, I have a problem with the amount that you're drinking. You drinking too much. We can't
What
even
is it
have a
too
civil
much and too
conversation.
less? If you're a big
Your
body,
actions
you
reflect
can
that.
take 5-6 drinks.
Okay.
It doesn't affect you. If you have a small body, 2 drinks can like
Brother, what I'm
affect you
telling
so
you
bad.
is that you're
So
in
where's
you're not
the
in the right
limit that I
mindset. We
do
can't
I
have a
have?
conversation, man.
No, please.
You
Yeah,
have a
missing it.
conversation.
You missing the point, brother. He just saying y'all can't really have a good conversation because you're drunk.
Your judgment is
Guys,
impaired.
Your
I
judgment,
love
man.
drunk
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to you.
man.
Like, listen, we
You're
have a
abstract,
contract.
man.
Yeah, what?
drunk, man. You're tipsy. You're tipsy, bro.
You're a little tipsy.
Yes,
So-
I
so to
agree.
answer
No,
your
hold
question-
on. I don't lie. Yes, I am tipsy, but I'm not drunk.
So the conversation
I can
going to
talk
be
to you.
different because
No,
you're
I can-
tipsy.
Yes, because if I'm sober,
Well,
I'm
come back
trying-
when you sober.
Why would I care about?
We out here every
So,
Saturday.
I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you a question,
I'm
right? You
trying-
said there's a problem with drinking.
Yeah.
There's, you can drink in moderation, but there's nothing in the scriptures that says you can't drink alcohol.
The scripture tell you can
My
drink.
question is like, what's forbidden then?
All right, we'll get into that, but I do want to address that your question about alcohol.
It's Deuteronomy 14:26. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink.
So you can, if you earned your money, you worked hard, and you want to have a drink, there's no problem with it.
Hey, get Deuteronomy 31. I got
So
it.
what's
I got it.
forbidden?
What's forbidden?
All right, let's deal with the dietary law. Shellfish, that's forbidden.
Sir,
Swine, that's forbidden.
you're doing this
right?
for the
All right,
fun.
and this is forbidden
It's
because
good.
these are animals that are meant to
I'm
clean
not-
the earth.
I'm not walking
These
away.
animals
But I
are
love you guys.
scavengers. When you go into shrimp, they eat the feces and the things in the bottom of the ocean. That's like a sea roach. You wouldn't eat a roach in your apartment. You wouldn't catch it and throw it in the grill.
Right. No. What about like
May I ask you something?
One second. Oh, my bad. So I see like the tribes, right? Can you like intermingle or no?
Yes. So you can deal with a person from a different tribe within our tribe. Now, these are wives. Now, if you have a woman that's outside of the nation of Israel, that would be considered a concubine.
So I can have a concubine, but I just can't like wife it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different type of relationship.
Yo, I'm living this lifestyle already. So like,
Are you living it in righteousness?
in righteousness, what does that mean?
That
What
means
do you
are
mean by that?
you following the law, statutes, and commandments?
By accident.
But I mean, if you offending one thing, you offending all things. So you may be keeping that, you may be doing that correctly, but if you eat shellfish, you shooting yourself in the foot.
I don't eat shellfish.
If you eating swine, you shooting yourself really.
You eat pork, bacon, ribs.
Everybody eat bacon. I know you eat bacon. You got the bacon look on your face. You got that bacon look, bro. I know the bacon look. I used to have it back in the day.
I'm gonna
Like
talk
the
to
bacon
you.
ate it, brother, like the bacon ate it.
I just back in the day when they talk to their prophet and you ignore them, like you tell me 1 second. That's what
Life's more
I'm
abundant. Is this
okay
living?
with that.
Is this
But I'm
living?
gonna tell you guys,
Is this living the best life?
your
On a Saturday night?
grandparents
Is this why the Lord created you?
lived a hard life. You know what I'm
Get up
talking
and slave
about.
every day. Really?
You know
The
what
Lord
I'm talking
created
Yeah, slavery, yeah.
Yes, I don't want to
What's
say
your
the
butt
sport
every day?
because I love you guys. But
Come out here and party.
Hold on. You don't slave every day?
religion,
Okay, so
that's
what
sick.
happened? Okay, what happened?
Free them.
Out of college. You're trying to get a job,
Treat
right?
them like
Get a house.
people.
What happened
Is
to your
this fine?
job?
Look it up. You know what? In the Bible, it said
You
it's
hope
okay
you're
to
gonna get a job.
Not because the Bible is wrong. No, because the Bible is right.
Let's get out there.
It's a lot of people that get
No, the
degrees.
Bible
What you're proving, hold on, what you're proving to
to
me
correct
The Torah is the Old Testament in the Bible.
Yes, no,
you need
the
money
Torah
to
is the
survive.
Old Testament.
Right.
live in this economy
But
without
if it
money.
wasn't
Right?
complete
You're forced to
enough,
work. You're a
God
slave.
wouldn't
You're a
send the
master.
Bible.
It was
God,
complete.
the Heavenly
So
Father
why
created
did he
you
send the
to be
Bible
forced to make money every day. That's why he created you.
The Torah is in there. It's the Old
Created
Testament.
man that,
Yes.
that could
So
You got the
Torah
Old and New
is-
Testament.
all these things
Torah
so
is
you
the
could
God
be on a
word.
hamster wheel every day.
Then he
And
sent the
you're so
Bible. Why? To complete that word. Am I wrong or right? What do you call the Bible? Or the word of God?
The Holy Bible.
Yeah, why? Because it's the word of God.
It's the word of the Lord.
Yes. Why did he send it to complete whatever
So
needs to be completed?
I read it to you so we can walk in all his ways in righteousness
But there's no
to
need
follow
for
his
it.
laws.
I am in nature.
It's
Do you
a
understand
homeborn
this?
slave.
Like, it's not a color, it's not a race, it's not a region. I'm doing this because, seriously, like, if that phone makes you famous and gets you whatever you want, you will never understand what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking to is like, bro, I'm a human being, you're a human being. If we live 3 centuries back, I'm leaving right now. I'm leaving. But do what you have to do.
That's why these people love it.
With all respect,
All respect.
just remember that someone walked to your life, told you that, please think. One more time. Thank you.
These people, bro. These people running around here living off a high. They know I dig this.
So that was a bugged out conversation with 2 bugged out individuals, which shows you how dark this place really is, man. You're dealing with a little person, you know. I'm gonna be politically correct. A little person who's 1 minute he believes in the Bible, and the next minute he's trying to sell us on the Quran, and the next minute he's telling us we all one people. And it shows you that.
A dwarf should not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
He's not even
I
Jake,
ain't want to do
It don't
it.
even apply. It don't even apply because he's not even Jake.
Right, he Egyptian. Somebody he Egyptian. A dwarf, it's for YouTube land. A dwarf should not enter into the congregation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, even to the 10th generation.
But that's the thing about the light, man. The light is gonna bring good things, and it's gonna bring unwanted things, man. And then that's why we take the precepts and we apply it. Try the spirit by what? By the spirit. So when the precepts come out, we indicate what this person's mind is in. And then either the Lord will give the increase or he won't. You'll either take the fish or he'll throw it back. Now that was an example of the Lord throwing 2 fish right back in the ocean, man. Follow me, man. And that shows you that you can't really get anything of value from these people, man. These people don't know what's going on, man. They are completely vain, man. They don't know if they're going here or there, especially the American Edomite. That man's done. That man's getting shitted on by his fellow Edomites around the world. They all look at him like he the stepchild in the Edomite family. The American Edomite is an epitome of George W. Bush, man. A whole bunch of 6-pack drinking George Doves, man.
This is Isaiah 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
And that ignorance is so deep, it's disgusting, man. Gross darkness, man. You got people mixing philosophies and just taking what they want from where they want and calling it a lifestyle, man. And really it's a death style, man. It's that slow death, man.
Hey, that's why the scripture say, how long will you simple ones love simplicity, man? And they delight in this, they love it, man. They love it like that Jake that he was good, grinning from ear to ear like a damn retard, man.
Oh, that reminds me of the Pinocchio thing, man.
Oh, God, Funland.
They in Funland chilling until everybody start
yeah.
turning into asses, man. It's all fun and games until bodies start dropping, man. And these so-called Edomites, these so-called white people, they ain't got a, they think they got a plan B, but they ain't got a plan B out of this one, man. This one, you gonna drink that cup, man. You ain't gonna pull a Rome Part 3. It's over with after this one, man.
Over.
Your pride has deceived thee, as the scripture said, man. And Jake has become a chocolate Edomite, man. 2/3 of our people are chocolate and caramel Edomites, man.
Notice how he comes around and say Edomite? They know, bro.
They know what time it is. They know what time it is. The Spirit bears witness with their spirit that they are the children of Edom, man. That's why they break their neck when they hear Esau.
He said chocolate too. He still turned around. He said chocolate Edomite. He still turned around Edomite.
Hey, when the Lord say in John 10:27 that his sheep hear his voice and they follow him.
Yeah, when they hear their nationality,
right. Satan's seed know who they father is.
What's that? When the goat hears the voice, the lost goats of Edom.
When you speak about Edomite around Edomites,
they know who you.
They know who you talking to.
Because that son of perdition has been revealed, man.
Right.
Like now, the judgment has been proclaimed. The only thing left is the actual judgment, the actual manifestation of the judgment. And there's gonna come a time where Esau ain't gonna be able to run from it, man. They say he's gonna be like a Chase Rowe. He gonna go from being proud to running for his life, man. He gonna go from setting regime changes to becoming a regime change, man.
And Job said he shall be ran into darkness, man.
Chased out of the world, man. And our people, just like Yahweh Shah said, man, ye are of your father the devil, man. Jacob grinning ear to ear like, but it says what? Surely oppression should make a wise man mad, right?
Right.
So if you in Babylon
man.
in the midst of your captivity and you grinning ear to ear, it's fair to say you don't have wisdom. He said, I'm gonna get a job, bro.
He said he already had one lined up.
Already had one lined up. He was ready.
And that's what? That's that Jeremiah 2:14 spirit, homeborn slave spirit. He grinning because he got a job from the so-called white man.
He was cooning for his friends and what he was doing.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Yeah, he was.
You got to precept.
They're Israelites. That's what started. That's why I called them out. They're Israelites. He stopped. Oh, you see yourself on his side?
But hey, that's a dangerous thing because what he's doing is he playing with spiritual fire. Hebrews 10:31, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shah Shah. And you're supposed to keep your foot. Because they don't consider that they're doing evil, man.
Right.
You walking up here trying to show off for his buddies, and he might be the one that the Lord bodied tonight, and his friends got to pick him up, man.
Hey, he been cold on his head, man. He been on fire cold, man.
To the little kids that was picking on Militia, man. The Lord really get busy when it comes to his prophets, man, and the word and his message, man. And these people don't know it's serious business because judgment has not proceeded forth yet in great abundance. Right now, the Lord is dropping bodies all across the world, but because people are so desensitized to it, they don't even think it's judgment. They just like, all right, this is life.
Right.
But it's going to come a time where you cannot avoid the facts that this is the judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shah. You will not be able to avoid it, man.
It's in Romans 11 and 25. For I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, least you should be wise in your own conceit. That blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
And the blindness has happened to 2/3 of our people, man. They lost in the sauce, man. And they still got the chains on their brain, man. Jake doing 23-1 right now and don't even know it. Jake do a whole week, a whole 5 days of work, and he get 2 days of rest, man. But because our people are lost, man, they follow theories and they follow lifestyles that are not conducive to their own benefit, man. They follow after Esau, man. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna get a job. You should be wanting to have a situation where you giving jobs, man. If you're gonna talk about Babylon, man, that show you our people are in a very low estate, man. Jake just want to come up the ladder under Esau's supervision, man.
Proverbs 11, verse 20. They that are of forward heart are abomination to the Lord.
And that spirit is disgusting to Yahweh Shemel Shah, especially when it's in an Israelite frame, man. That's why Yahweh Shah was you might as well say Yahweh Shah was cussing them out when he said, "You're of your father the devil," man. Because the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, man.
Yeah, and what it is, a lot, 2/3, like Jake that came up here, that, like I said, forward heart is an abomination. Forward means proud. What are you proud about? I was trying to get him to realize you're a goddamn slave, man. He was proud to be a slave. I asked him, is that why the Heavenly Father created you? He's laughing and giggling.
People trust in oppression, man.
Right.
Yeah, the Spanish dude, right? I believe it was Ephraim. He was humble. He was wise.
That's why I was telling you to talk to him, because I see that Jake was bugged out of his mind. I'm African. I told you I'm from I told you what tribe I'm from.
This is Proverbs 26 and 11. As a dog returneth to his vomit,
Beautiful.
so a fool returneth to his folly.
And Peter said that's my bad, dog. Peter said that same thing, man. Peter said the same thing, man. That's what's wrong with Jake, man. Oh yeah, I just made that, man.
They ain't take none serious.
The word is being preached. The wisdom is being preached out here in abundance. And Jake turns from the wisdom and goes right back to licking vomit, man. And he's happy about it. He's in a good mood about it. He's excited to do it.
He living, boy.
Real quick, back in Proverbs 11 and 20. They that are forward heart, they that are of a forward heart are abomination to the Lord. But such as are upright in their way are his delight. Though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Yeah, so Jake trying to mingle himself amongst the heathen, he's gonna fall with the heathens, man. And he's not gonna be able to save Braden or Bobby. He ain't gonna be able to save Trevor and Hunter. He gonna fall with them boys, man, if them boys don't do him in first, man.
I was just thinking that Trevor might turn on him.
Trevor gonna turn on him.
It's just a matter of time,
It's
man.
a matter of time.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 3. For froward thoughts separate from Yahweh, and his power, when it is tried, reproves the unwise. And I looked up the etymology of the word froward, and it says froward, turned against, perverse, disobedient, peevish, petulant, adverse, difficult, as proposition away from.
Proud. That's why Obadiah said the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. That's what forward is. Proud.
Oh, I got one. This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, that cover what they covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Hey, Sluck, and if I could say, he's about to go to college to get that covering. Not of the Lord, though, but of this world. To learn the worldly things. You see?
To no avail, man. Because it just so happens that he's starting to try to get his life together in the midst of World War III, man.
Right.
He's trying to get him a degree, and he got a whole life plan and don't even realize that World War III is right here. And he's more likely to pick up a gun and go overseas than he is to actually get a degree and a salary, man.
Hey, if I can say this, what is the profit of man to gain the world but lose his soul?
Hey,
and I will get his college degree.
If I could say this, he's in that prime age, because my brother just got it. That selective draft shit.
Yep.
18 to 25. Okay? So,
yeah, and they...
Come on, for what? For war? For the army?
Yeah, he had to register.
What?
He had to register.
Everybody got to register.
Everybody got
I never did, so
Between-
but I'm past it now, yeah.
Yeah, between 18 and 25, I think like now it may be a new system where you actually know, but not 18 through 25, you automatically get transitioned into that
Yeah,
selective.
he got a card and everything, bro.
Oh, yeah, you had to.
I thought it was.
When we were in school, you had to start.
I thought if he was the first one, you just good.
I mean, there are certain stipulations that may allow you to get out of a draft. But at the end of the day, 18 through 25, when that draft pop up, hey, but that's what they was going through in the 60s, man. When that Vietnam War. Hey,
Ali didn't want to go.
On the commercials, they do a live drawing, and they say,
whoa,
if you were born on such and such day, hey.
That's what's that shit with the Mockingbird? Hunger Games.
Right.
Wow. You getting drafted.
That's why they had, and that's why in the protest they will burn their draft cards, man. Because if they hit a certain birthday, if they put a certain birthday down on it, hey, you gotta go, bro. It ain't even a question, and that's gonna come around this time too, man. Because you're going up against China and Russia. China got a lot of bodies to throw at America.
China got double the amount of bodies.
They can just throw flesh at you, man.
And this war, man, if you've been paying attention to history, every war, the body count been increasing drastically because technology's been increasing. The Lord blessed Esau with that sword, and man, he's been going to work, man. So the bodies are going to be dropping like wildfire. So they're going to have to replenish them. They're going to have to replenish them, man, quickly. Because the nukes ain't just going to go off, man. Y'all going to be in the Valley of Jehoshaphat fighting for a good little minute.
Oh, and what was the treaty that Trump did sign, the Intermediate Range Missile Treaty?
INF,
I believe. So, hey, it's gonna be bodies thousands at a time, bro.
If I could say this, that's why they're so hesitant to put boots on the ground anymore. That's why Russia putting troops in Venezuela is a big deal. They not amped to put boots on the ground, man. They fighting shit with drones now. You know?
But the bear's about to draw them out, man. Because now it's time, man. Everybody been in the ring, moving around, shuffling around the ring to get good position. But now people about to start swinging, man. And now you see China and Russia and Venezuela. That means they're ready to start swinging, man. Because everything is already in place for them. All they got to do is start getting this party started, man. Because these, like, I was talking to a Moabite at my job, man. And he was like, look, the spirit of America is comforting. Because he traveled. He said the spirit of the world of America is comforting. These people are comforted.
Yeah.
The spirit of the other nations, they got hope. Because they can see that our U.S. weak is weak now. Of course. So their eyes is getting fat. Like, man, we could get the #1 spot.
My boss man like that too, man. He from it's either Armenia or Albania, one of them. But he talk like he Russian. He said, man, he said, man, trying to come over here.
It's over with, man.
He said, just the kids. I said, yeah, cause I was watching the thing. Them kids over there at 8 years old shoot AKs, man.
Listen, bro.
Just they kids to come over here and slaughter.
America is not ready for a war.
No,
the
man.
majority of America is obese, on drugs. This country is in no type of condition to win a war.
Right.
Remember that
That's not gonna matter.
Remember that movie, The King of New York? Remember that
Yeah.
movie, King of New York?
I love it, yeah.
You got fat while I was away.
Right.
America's
Yeah.
fat, man.
Either now it's my turn.
And it's not gonna matter, man. They're gonna make them the 4X uniforms, and they're gonna put that pistol on you, and you're gonna go make it happen.
That old 1911 coat.
Hey,
Hey, they gonna shorten that little Paris Island and all that shit, that training, that boot
and everybody
camp.
been
Yeah.
waiting. Everybody been waiting for America to fall, man. Because all America's been doing is being a bully all across the planet, man. Ruling the nations in anger, even their own brethren, man. Them Russian Edomites. If you actually understood the scriptures, you'd be cooking up with your brethren.
Hey, hold Isaiah 14 and 11 and 12. I think it is. When it said they are you become weak as us.
Right.
This Isaiah chapter 14, verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worms.
Start at 10 then. It gotta be 10.
Isaiah 14 and 10. All they that speak and say unto thee,
Yeah.
art thou also become weak as we?
Right.
Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows.
Because you got nations that's saying stuff that they'd have never said 50 years ago.
Yeah, man.
They would have never. You got certain nations like Syria. You got certain nations like even Russia, man. 50, 60 years ago, they wouldn't say half the things that they're saying. You think Putin 60 years ago would have been saying, look, we're drawing a red line in the sand against
Right.
America? You think Russia would have did that 50 years ago? Nah, but she got weak though. We see weaknesses. So you know what's gonna happen. Dominion. People are looking for rulership, man, because America has ruled the nations in anger, man.
I got the definition of pomp, right?
Isaiah 14, back at verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Hold on. Pomp, right? This is in the blue letter, right? Strong's definition. It says pomp, the same as arrogancy, excellency, majesty, pomp, pride, proud, swelling. That's Esau Edom, bro.
Right. You might.
America.
Hey, you might well bring out that. What that is? Obadiah 1 and 3. Obadiah 1. You might well bring that out. Thy pride have deceived thee.
Waiting to bring out that Isaiah 38. Where we mentioned it, bro. At the time we
Right. Put the hook into thy jaws.
It's Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Hey, Con, and the brother that came up earlier, he called you Caucasians, man. Cave dwellers. From the Georgia Caucasus Mountains, man. Before that, Petra, you know?
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right. That's the pride of Esau, man.
Yeah, beginning with you American Edomites, man. That's your pride, man. Because you think that because y'all were supreme as far as military 50 years ago, you think that 50-year-old supremacy is gonna work now, man.
Right.
It's 2019, man. When they talk that S-400 talk, that's not games, man. That's real life modern warfare, man. And it's gonna play out in your lifetime, man. And you're gonna have to deal with it. And it's gonna be different from all the wars before, where you just did a provocation, ran in somebody's country, stole their goods, pulled a jack move and left, man.
Yo, I was just thinking, right? Their power, really, the nations were fearful because of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They got them now, man. They not scared of them.
Oh yeah, they got me in a trick bag now.
That's what people with them missiles, man.
Hey, it's smaller nations than Russia hacking America's equipment, bro.
Yeah, and that's China.
Exactly.
China doing that, man. China got technology, bro, far advanced North America, man.
It's virtual warfare. You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna turn hot, man. The Lord told them to beat their plowshares in the swords, man.
This Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears.
And all of you little Edomites that's over here in America training, whether you in the right-wing militia or whether you actually in the military, you're not gonna be going up against little sweatpants wearing Ishmaelites with AK-47s and Ford trucks, man. You're gonna go up against an army that's just as equipped with more knowledge, which may have more knowledge than you in warfare, man.
Hey, you're going up against an army that's been training for this. That's all they doing. Them Russians, they know, man.
And they mind been on you, man. And that's your own brethren, man. So all of that black on black violence y'all be talking about, that white on white violence about to happen again, because y'all done this twice already. Y'all just call it world wars, man.
Right,
It's white on white crime. Y'all just call it world wars. Y'all about to have another white on white crime incident. It's called World War III. And y'all gonna bring all of y'all little minions involved in it as well, man.
Right.
But it's gonna be the same result, man. The Lord is gonna whack America with thermonuclear destruction, man, as it should be, man.
Hey, the jig is up, man. Go ahead.
Let the weak say I am strong.
Yeah, and the weak nations are saying they're strong, man. You got Pakistan, you got India. They down there getting in scuffles. They got nukes too. Well, what Jake say on the in the road, they didn't stop making guns when they made yours. They ain't stopped making nukes when they made yours.
Right.
You sold us the nukes too. How about that?
How dumb can you be, bro? How dumb can you be?
Or how proud can you be?
How proud can you be? How does a superpower stay a superpower? Keep the powerful weapons to yourself. It's simple.
Didn't you watch the Lord of War with Nicolas Cage? They selling weapons to everybody, bro.
Selling weapons. Hey, they selling weapons
too. Greedy devil.
That his own pomp has brought him down to the ground. Because what Psalms 49 tell you? That inward thought is what?
And how does that continue forever?
Hey, this is going to continue as business as usual.
That microwave spirit, man.
Yeah.
Esau selling weapons, making money on impulse. Oh yeah, we good.
And that's how the Lord got him.
That microwave spirit.
That's how the Lord got him.
Esau with the porridge. That microwave spirit, instant gratification.
That's that.
They don't got no long-term salakia, no long-term vision. They don't got no long-term vision.
Because the Lord let him win with that strategy for him. So it's like getting a scratch off. If I get a scratch off and I win twice or 3 times, I'm gonna do the same thing.
You're gonna keep playing,
As far as I'm concerned, I'm winning with this strategy.
Right.
But the Lord is about to root the confidence out of his tabernacle. That dominion that he had that was so easy for him before is getting harder and harder, and he doesn't even understand why it's getting harder. Because it wasn't nothing for so-called Americans to say a nation was a terrorist and go run up in there. Now it's harder. Now they do that and it's like, nah, regime change. We're tired of regime change wars, right? Regime wars. Now they're getting exposed. They're rocking to a further trouble.
Yeah.
They're getting sloppy.
Trump, what Trump say? Hey, what do you think about Russia then being in Venezuela? Get out.
Yeah, they gotta get out.
Hey, China over there too, man.
Yeah, I know.
It popping off.
Your parlor tricks ain't working no more, Esau. They know, hey, the hand crooked in the eye, Esau. They know all your parlor tricks.
The jig is up. Even Daddy Glover's on you goddamn devil.
Hey, lifting up your skirt and you don't got no panties on.
Hey,
Esau.
no panties on.
No
Straight up.
And just like the Lord,
Plus it got warts on.
the Lord stripped our nation and made our nation bare in front of all the other nations, which is why we're carrying the burden of our reproach, man. The burden of the shame that's come along with our nation being under these curses. Now the Lord is about to throw all them curses on who? On our enemies, man. And that's what you see. You see Esau starting to taste of that cup. He's starting to just, I don't know about like this. And the Lord is about to shove it down his damn throat.
Come.
You got it, bro.
Ezekiel chapter 38, I start at verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Yeah, so the Lord is already making a statement before he even says what he's about to say, that he's against you too, man. And when you go into Gog and Magog, you're talking about beginning with Russia, man. That whole Russian Federation, man. Russia, Turkey. You're talking about that whole federation, and the Lord is letting them know, first and foremost, that he's against them too, before he lets them know that he's about to use them for a certain purpose. You got it, brother.
Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Because he's about to raise up that old Cold War spirit, man. Soviet Cold War spirit, man.
USSR.
Yeah. And that's why the Lord raised up the nation of Russia right now, man.
He's about to raise up that Rocky. Remember Rocky when with that Russian dude when he was taking the steroids and shit? That's what that. Hey, that's why he's not ready, man.
Right.
The Russian ain't playing, bro.
Hey, get I want you to get Isaiah 49:12, and I want you to look it up in the blue letter.
Keep going on this.
Yeah, you.
I get the blue letter.
Isaiah 49:12.
Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed in all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. And if I can say this, Libya's in the news right now.
Yeah.
Some kind of war, something going on in Libya, ain't it? It says Persia, which is Iran. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them.
Verse 12.
All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, all the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
And that's what the Lord has allowed. He's built them up, and he's allowed them to prepare, man. That's why they've done all of these deals for the S-400, giving the S-400 to Turkey. Recently, you had in the news, the U.S. told Turkey either take the F-35 fighter jet or take the S-400, because you can't have both. And Turkey said, what? I'm taking the S-400.
Done.
You can keep your airplane.
Yeah.
Because when it goes down, because we were talking about this earlier, NATO used Turkey as an enemy in its operational drills. When they were doing these drills in maybe the past year, 8 to 12 months ago, they were doing NATO drills, and they used Turkey as a possible threat.
One of the news things that I saw while they were mad at Turkey, they were like that if they get both systems, basically, America can't stop them.
That's a threat, because they can play.
Russia can get sensitive information.
Yeah, Yeah. Exactly. Hey, that was it. Perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah, no. That's why America didn't want them sharing sharing system with Turkey. That's because we already know Turkey. We already know whose side Turkey is on.
Yeah.
So Turkey just gonna get the intel and give it right back to Russia to make it easier to take down the war.
Hey, Salaki,
it's a wrap.
That's what they were getting on North Korea about, because they said Iran was selling all those missiles, nukes and shit. They said it came from Iran and Russia. So it makes sense, bro.
Right.
You got the technology. You can take the shit apart. You know. That's the word.
So now Turkey said, look, we're gonna go with the S-400, because like we mentioned before, NATO had already used Turkey as a possible threat in the drills, and Turkey's involved. They supposed to be allies. So that's like us doing a drill and a brother just pointing out another brother saying, just in case you're an enemy. That brother was like, what the fuck? Excuse my French, we all in league together. But that puts an idea in the back of Turkey there, like, all right, I can't trust y'all. So what would I rather have? I'd rather have a device that can defend against your ass.
Well, because Esau's track record is proven.
Right.
Every country that he went into and demolished, at one point in time, they were smiling with the presidents of those countries.
Right.
Omar Gaddafi.
The track record speaks for itself.
Hey, look Even Venezuela. They were buddy with Venezuela at one point.
I can just read. I can read it.
Bring that out for me real quick. The Isaiah 49 and 12.
This is Isaiah chapter 49, starting at 12. Behold, these shall come from far, and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim.
It say, that's it, that was the point. It say, these from the land of who? Sinim.
Sinim.
Look up what Sinim is.
Sinim, Strong's H5515, outline of biblical usage. Sinim, meaning thorns, a people living at the extremity of the known world, may be identified with the inhabitants of southern China.
Get that over, bro. That's beautiful. Wow, I didn't know
This
that.
is Isaiah chapter 49 and 12. Behold, these shall come from far, and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim.
And again, this is Sinim, H5515. Sinim equals thorns, a people living at the extremity of the known world, may be identified with the inhabitants of southern China.
That's why 200 missiles going to get shot over here. You're going to have missiles from Russia. You're going to have missiles from Iran.
Missiles
and
galore.
missiles from Shittim. Whatever that is.
Sinim.
And how many warheads?
Sinim.
How many warheads one missile contains?
Hey, each war, you know I love that. That's why I said
that's
1
why I
hour.
asked.
In 1 hour. Each warhead has like 10 warheads on it.
Right.
So each missile got probably like 100 fucking warheads.
Yeah, man.
That's why the Lord said 200,000.
Right, I got a precept.
200 million missiles, man.
I got a precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Exactly, and that's why the Lord created the Smith that blow off the coal, man. That's why the Lord created these intercontinental ballistic missiles with their tracking systems and their guidance systems, man. Because they're not going to miss their mark, man. And ultimately, that's Yahweh Shem Shah's creation. He just used the devil to make it, man. And he's going to destroy that same devil. And that shows you that the Lord is a real live power, man. Because what did he do? He hired the help and he's going to fire the help. He let the help, hey, build this up real quick. And he fired the help with the same instrument.
I can't even remember what country hacked the U.S.'s drone. They said 2 drones. I think it was Turkey. It might have been Turkey. But I believe, I want to say it was Turkey. I have to look it up. They hacked 2 drones of America, took control of them, had them land, and took them apart, and they were on like CNN or something like that, talking about how sad it is that basically America allowed a country that's so small to just hack into their equipment.
Yeah, man.
So, hey, America done failed. Like
One that you sent in last week, China hacked into their movies, into Paramount, and they showing movies over there that ain't even came out yet.
That's why we do go on Cody. All of the movies got Chinese subtitles.
Right.
To show you how far behind America is, China has fucking big cities that are empty, man. Mega cities with no people in them.
Right.
Built up, but you got a bunch of homeless people. This place is through. They call them ghost cities, ghost towns.
And that's why they think that they're poised to win, man. Because the Lord then gave them a certain portion, a certain measure to achieve a certain purpose, man. Because World War III got to pop off, and the Lord like it spicy, man.
Right. They got a purpose. They're his wash spot.
And the Lord like it spicy.
Is the wash spot, right?
So they gotta eat. They gotta taste of this fruit, man. And the Lord, from the days of old, the Lord warned about what was coming, man. And now it's being manifest. Now it's being made manifest, and we can see it all throughout the news, man.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Moab ain't innocent either, man.
No, not at all.
That fucking plastic rice, plastic fish.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Well,
yeah, man.
I don't know if it's Moab or Ammon, but they learning how to turn shit into meat, man.
Yeah, that is Moab.
Yeah. But if you look at the YouTube, they eat live squid on camera and all of that, man.
You gotta say that over
BC,
again, brother.
say that
They
again.
turning shit into fucking food.
Yeah, they turning shit. They're trying to find a way to turn shit into meat because they gotta feed billions of they got billions of mouths to feed.
Hey, you can believe it's in your local grocery store.
Right. If they willing to sell you dog, you know. Right. They willing to go. They going to that.
You think you getting bourbon chicken? No, there ain't no bourbon.
Nah, you getting Fido. You getting a little bit of lassie. So lassie with sesame lassie.
Right.
That many sesame seeds.
Right.
That's why they not going. The kingdom is not going to be left to other people, man.
It's gone, bro.
Because the Lord has proven that all these other nations are simply not fit to rule, man. Some have done it a little bit better than others. You know, Nebuchadnezzar was the head of gold, but at the end of the day, none of these nations are fit for rulership. That's why the Lord said in Daniel, the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Because these other nations are not designed to rule the earth, man. They're designed to follow rulership under our iron fist, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this out.
Psalms 11 and 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and the horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup.
Yeah, and that's the portion of their cup and their friends, man. Because you got to remember, Russia, not even Russia, but you got to remember Edom, Moab, Ammon, the tents of Ishmael, the Philistines, right? They all made a deal. And it's just like the average bank robbery. They all do the score and then eliminate each other. And now it's time for the Lord to put his nation in and upset the whole plan. Because right now they all vying for the same pie that they all stole together. They all made a confederacy. And now in 2019 they all enemies of each other because everybody's trying to eat everybody else's plate.
Trying to get their own cut in the pot.
Show you that they just not fit for rulership, man. That's why the Lord said, you're not going to be able to just go and invade somebody's land in the kingdom of heaven, man. Because one Israelite could discipline y'all by himself.
Right.
You ain't going to be able to do that.
Right.
One Israelite.
One Superman. Just one.
You just see one in the air, just looking down. You know
One
what
Thor.
time it is.
One Thor.
You ain't going to even, you're not thinking twice.
Superman to the East Coast.
You ain't going to think twice.
Real.
It's going to be real law and order. You're not going to be able to sit in the UN Council and try to bargain with other nations about how another nation just walked in your country and killed 100,000 people. And now you got to talk about it. No, you're gonna bring that discrepancy to the men of the Lord.
You're not gonna learn war no more.
Right.
That's how we know you rat bastards ain't the people.
Right.
It ain't gonna go down like that no more. You're gonna
on.
have righteous rulership. You ain't gonna be able to sit and plot on somebody else's land and try to take it. It's gonna be a no-brainer, man.
Hey, that's how you know, like the brother just said, that's how we know you damn gutter rats is not the chosen, because the Lord said it would be no war no more, man.
Hey, the brother
Y'all over there shooting on the Gaza Strip. They going back and forth shooting
Got a
missiles.
fucking Iron Dome. They said you get a non-stop bombs dropped on you. But you the people of the Lord?
don't bring out. You got it.
You gotta be shitting me.
You got incoming missiles every day.
Every
Some of the
day,
missiles
man.
getting through.
Every day.
They throwing cocktails over there and everything, man.
But in the midst of the missiles, they have a Gatorade.
Nigga, you get the niggas slinging balls at y'all ass with gas in them.
Hey, the Lord, you guys play, you don't know who you play with, man. The Lord is going to mess y'all up, man. You really did a number you saw.
But you know what?
You went too far.
I heard one of these rap bastards say, he said the Messiah. He said the Messiah was the Messiah. What did not rise.
The video I did, fucking Edomite, damn Jew, so-called fucking Jew, bro. Yeah.
Then then he said he was just another man.
No, he said he was another rebel.
A rebel
that went against Rome, and he was killed for his action.
That's what
fucking devils, man.
That's why they still waiting on the Messiah. That's why they don't believe in the New Testament.
Right.
They don't acknowledge Yahushua. They acknowledge that he existed, they acknowledge he existed, but they say he was
talking about Judaism. He wasn't a prophet. He ain't the Messiah. He just a man, a rebel that revolted against the Roman Empire and was killed for it. Man, get the hell out of here, man.
And Joe Rogan asked him,
Joe Rogan?
Did he believe?
Yeah, it's on Joe Rogan, yeah.
Joe Rogan. Like, did he you believe he rose from the dead? No. We don't believe that.
Well, that's a cut because the Lord said, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar."
Right, come.
The Lord really, his doctrine, if that was the case, his doctrine wouldn't be what it is today, man. The true doctrine, the true understanding. Wait upon the Lord until He rise up to the plate, man. And right now, that's why marvel not, because right now everybody got the liberty to have an opinion, but it's coming a time where you're not gonna have a liberty to have an opinion. To be at your crib in your boxes, commenting on YouTube pages with all kind of manner of folly, man.
Hey, and now that you mentioned that too, it was on my mind to bring it up to you, brothers, too. With that going live, right? Somebody else brought it up. Another brother brought it up. But it's something about to pop off, Lord willing. And you're not going to be able to go live, man. Say there's all type of shit popping off. Like, Jake was going live for every little thing, man.
Every little thing, right.
You're not going to be able to go live when you really need to.
It went live for the Yellow Vest, actually, today, my feed. There was somebody that was marching in the Yellow Vest march or whatever, and it was live streaming. So
the next thing that's about to get hit, mark my words, is Facebook Live. They're going to shut that shit down, too.
They need to, man. But yeah, that makes sense because Jake record everything, bro.
That's why they wanted to get away with the body cameras. They're trying to.
Right, on the cops and shit. Right, con.
They getting exposed too much, man.
Jake, listen, man. When shit pop off, Jake don't already be in a messed up state. But it's like when all the technology and all the power goes out, that's like taking a crack addict off of crack, like quitting cold turkey. They so used to being on
Instagram media, and all that, yeah.
Keeping their mind busy on something. They
gonna be bugged out, man.
Bugged out. I mean, so here's remember when Instagram was shut down like a month ago, people went crazy. They even said that the porn sites last year and views and shit like that. So when people don't have nothing to do, they just idle. They just go there.
The worst thing you want to be if you a wicked nigga, you don't want to be stuck with yourself. With your demons. You don't want to be, you got to deal with your own self.
Man.
Well, that's why this whole world loves creative circus, man. Because it distracts them from their reality. That's why the Lord said that He was going to send us for comfort. Because really these people don't have comfort. So what they do is they replace that with temporary.
Right.
Let me just get high real quick.
Right.
Or let me throw back some antidepressants, some uppers and some downers.
Man.
To get me through so I can have a temporary comfort, but when I come down off of that comfort, I need another one.
Right.
And when the Lord removes that comfort, you're going to really see the love of many shall wax cold, man. They're going to revolt, they're going to go back into their true self. And the Lord said, a man without understanding is like a beast. So without these distractions, they're going to go into what Jake say, beast mode.
Beast mode, man.
Without the distractions,
brute beast.
The lack of bread. Remember that famine coming of the word and a physical famine.
Right, man.
When the grinding is low, like I said, what you niggas gonna do, man? What you gonna do when you can't get on your Snapchat? When you can't pay your fucking phone bill? What you gonna do, man?
Oh, man, they can't pay that phone bill?
What are you gonna do when the dollar crash? Because you ain't gonna be able to go to Esau. You ain't gonna be able to pull up on Trump and say, I need stamps.
No, ain't none.
Once that petrodollar crashes, it's over with, man. And that's for this entire society. Rich and poor, man. Rich Edomites as well as Jake in the hood, man. When the dollar actually crashes, it's being propped up. But once it crashes, and it's inevitable, gold and silver is not going to save you in the day of wrath, man. But these people walk on in darkness, man. As the days of Noah, man. Nobody believed in rain until it rained, man. Likewise, these people are not going to believe that the Lord exists and ruleth in the kingdom of men until they see that ugly side, man.
and they won't have no excuse. The prophets, we out here in the rain. We out here in the rain.
You losing your liberty because of us. Picture that. That free speech gonna be taken away, and it's because of what? It's because truth is actually being preached all over the highways and hedges, all over YouTube land, man. They're not censoring YouTube Live because of PewDiePie.
Right.
They're not censoring Live because of Twitch gamers. They censoring it because too much truth is being revealed, man.
Too much truth, man.
And they can't control the narrative anymore.
Right, right.
Brothers talk about that all the time. It used to be where you can only go to CNN, ABC, Fox News to get your information.
Man.
Not to mention, like the
hey, that's beautiful you saying that too.
Say day and night, right?
Day and night.
That's another thing.
Other speech.
The brothers is on it, man. As soon as something happens, brothers is uploading videos left and right.
No, let me get that. What that is? That's Psalm 19. Go ahead, bring it out.
Since he brought it up, this is Luke chapter 17, verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all.
Exactly, because they weren't concerned with their actual salvation.
Get the one in Luke 17.
They were concerned with these temporary pleasures.
That's the one?
That distraction.
Finna keep reading on that.
You got it, brother.
Verse 28. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded.
Right.
Why is it mentioning the Lord doesn't do anything on accident?
Right,
Why is it
man.
mentioning Noah and Lot? Because
right.
this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. And also the second death is coming.
Right.
The first death is mentioned in the first death, the first mass destruction, which was the flood, and then another account of mass destruction.
Right.
Which was Sodom and Gomorrah.
Which was with what?
Fire.
Fire.
This is a major clue. That's a major warning. This is a red flag.
Come on, man.
You know, read that over, huh?
Verse 28. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed.
Right.
And that day he which shall be upon his housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come.
The housetop, that's what we're talking about, the chariot. He gonna be on top of the chariot. His stuff is the elect. Lord's willing, he can deliver. He be in the chariot. Read that over, huh?
Verse 31. In that day he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away.
Right.
And he that is in the field, let him not likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it.
Hey, so we out here on the highways and byways pushing this truth, and all hell happened. Hey, the Lord said, don't go back to your house. Stay where you at. I'm gonna come get you from right there.
Hey, it says at the grinder, right? At the mill, right? One shall be taken, one shall be left.
Right, right. And he said in Ezra, it's only gonna be 10 left in the city.
10 left in the city.
Yeah, man.
Hey, well, we got 5 right here.
Lord's willing.
Lord willing. Come.
Lord willing.
All the one right to Zah.
Let me bring this up.
Because when the brother just read, it say fire and brimstone. And that was in Lot. It said the same thing in Revelation, man. Out of the horse's mouth, it should jacinth and brimstone, man. Hey, man. And then this Edomite, right? I like watching True News since you put me up on it. This Edomite talking about. This Edomite talking about, and the 200 million troops in Revelation 9. I said, this nigga bugged out of his mind. Talking about 200 million troops. Nigga, the troops don't got fire coming out of their mouth. The hell you talk about?
Hey, with all this technology, you think they gonna have 200 million troops on the ground? Come on, huh? Hey, I was laughing too. Hey, you were like, you see,
y'all dumb-handed. You might understand the scriptures.
They don't know what the fuck going on, man.
Don't know what's going on.
Shall understand. They
Right.
wickedness, man.
Right.
But that's why the Lord reserved and set up the apostles last as it were unto death, man. Because now all these questions are being answered, man. And it's just not the truth that the world expected, man. They didn't expect the Lord to not look like a so-called white man because they see the so-called white man ruling now.
Right.
They didn't expect that the so-called white man who's in rulership right now is doomed to be destroyed, man. And now the truth is being revealed. And now it's about to be made manifest, all right? The words are about to end and judgment is about to begin, man. And nobody's getting away from that, man. What you sow, you gonna reap. Children are their oppressors, man.
The scripture says judgment shall start at the house
And it's time, man. It's time. The harvest is ripe.
Judgment shall start at the house of Israel, man.
And it's starting. You see what the Lord doing out here, man. Jake, the Lord sending the cops, or the Lord sending Jake on Jake, and it's only gonna get worse, man. Because the Lord is gonna start with you, with our people, man. In the body and without the body, man. The Lord's gonna start with His people first, man.
And if it start with us, what does it say? If judgment
What should be the end of them that obey not the gospel?
Right. Because when you go into that word scarcely, we went into that on the sit down. It's difficult. The righteous shall scarcely be saved. That means it's going to be a difficult journey for the righteous because they're disciplining themselves. They're refraining from certain lusts. They're mortifying their members. But for those who don't obey the gospel, man, there ain't no hope, man. It's a matter of time, man. You walking around with a target on your back, man.
And that's beautiful, man. We should be happy and humble when the Most High put us in a situation to be tempted, man. You know, when you get tempted and you resisting that temptation, that's an extra man in Mario. You know, that's a one up.
Whom the Lord loves, He chastises, man. That's why you're supposed to be you should be more afraid when you're not being chastised, man. When the Lord ain't in your thoughts saying, look, you got to tighten up on that.
That's why I say, therefore be zealous and repent.
And examine yourself, man. You got to constantly being your own worst critic, watching your own film, so to speak. Recalling your own day and saying, all right, how can I be a better son of Yahweh Shemel Shah tomorrow? Going through the day, going through your day and day, your conversations. All right, I could have tightened up on that one, And then we're going to fall either way, man. But the point is to get back up, to learn from these things. The Lord said to offend less, man.
I was just thinking, that's why the scripture said He died daily. Was that Paul said that?
Right.
He died daily. Meaning He crucified Himself. He examined Himself.
Right.
But you don't let your sins weigh. You don't beat yourself up too much.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah. But you got to daily,
It's a delicate balance between humility and confidence, man. Because you got to be humble, knowing that you didn't do anything on your own. And then at the same time, you have to be confident that the spirit that the Lord gave you, He's going to keep on you. And you got to, with that spirit, run. With that talent, double up, man. Because the Lord ain't, we were talking about this in the parking lot. Once the Lord gives you the understanding, He's just giving you a talent. The moment it makes sense upstairs, you've been given the talent. Now the Lord's going to expect you to be on that talent, man.
Right.
It's okay if you want to watch some videos and get your mind right, but eventually you're going to have to use that talent to double up, man. For the elect's sake.
So much is given, much is required.
Right.
And like I was saying, if you don't use your talent, the Lord will take it from you and give it to the next man. And you won't get that talent back. You can beg, you can cry, you can go to the wicked witch of Endor, and raise Saul. Who was that? Who did he raise up? Saul raised up. Who was it? Samuel. Raise up Samuel and beg. Hey, you can't get that talent back, man.
That's why obedience is better than sacrifice. It's better to take your talent now and run with it and double up, as opposed to sitting on it, contemplating, letting your own personal self-doubt get in the way of the talent that the Lord gave you, man. You're supposed to let your light shine, man. And part of the faith, we go into this all the time. part of faith is having confidence that the Lord gave you the right spirit to add to the body, man.
Hey, that's a good point, because I be meditating that on all the time, right? Even Yahushua, right? Satan was tempting him, man, testing him, putting that doubt. That doubt is what messes why people fall out. You see other brothers, you like, damn, the Lord working with that brother. Is the Lord dealing with me? That's doubt, man. Shake that shit off, man.
Right.
We went into that because, like we said, it's easier to believe that the Most High is than it is to believe that He is within you. It's easy to be like, I'm just lucky to, I believe in the Most High, but it's harder when you ask a brother that the Lord is dealing with you, in all honesty. That's a real question that brothers got to continue to not address. And I say that because you got to continue to run with what you've been given. Here, that you may run there, read it. Make your call number lecture sure through what? Diligence. Whether it be meditating on these scriptures, whether it be doing lessons, keep your eyes single, and don't worry about the doubts, because the doubts are going to come. Even Yahushua was tempted. This is the King of Kings. This is the only begotten Son.
If I can say this, right? One thing that a tip, right? You gotta. In the heat of the moment, you'll have tunnel vision, right? You'll beat yourself up. That's why I said, don't let your sins weigh you down. But you're supposed to sin. The Lord, you going off because the Lord wants you to go off. So you can examine yourself, humble yourself, repent, and come back to the Lord. That's why you should take time to sit back and reflect. Hindsight. Everything happens for a reason, you know? When things happen, sit back, analyze, why did the Lord do that to me? He's trying to teach you something.
And most importantly, get back up. Most importantly, get back up, because it says, don't let your sins weigh you down. You can't be out here on Saturday thinking about your iniquity that you did on Monday. Because you getting in the way of pushing the Lord's word, man. You're supposed to be letting your candle shine. You can't be letting your candle shine if you worry about, damn, bro, I really fucked up on Tuesday, cuz. Like, excuse my French, but I really blew it on Tuesday. And you sitting there thinking about all the different ways you could have did something that you can't change.
Hey, if you're doing that, you have no faith, man. You're supposed to sin, like I said. Why? Because that proves you need Yahushua, man. If you're perfect and you're not sinning, there is no need for Yahushua.
Right. He tell you in Matthew 9:12 that He come to them that are sick.
Judges, this is Judges 5:11.
Hey,
they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of His villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. So we're rehearsing, man. Part of rehearsing is that you're going to mess up, man. When you rehearsing, we can use Jackson 5 as the example. When Michael was in that living room doing the dance and he didn't get it right, he had to do what? He had to get up and do the routine again, man. The same thing is for the hopeful elect, because the Lord is grooming us for rulership. And when you grooming somebody, the Lord said in Galatians 4, until we receive that inheritance, we are like servants. So right now we're making mistakes. We're learning how to carry ourselves, and then we're going to be translated. And because we see the mercy and we know how hard it is in this flesh, we'll be a better intercessor between Yahushua and the other nations. Because Yahushua is what? He's the first of many brethren. He was the intercessor between us and the Most High. And in the kingdom, as kings and priests, we'll be the intercessors between the other nations and Yahushua.
God's little G.
Yeah, little G.
What did you say just now? You said something. Y'all be speaking, we have my mind go all over the place. You said something just now. What did you say just now? About, my thought was about being proud. You said the Lord comes to who?
Only brought that precept.
Quoted the scripture.
Matthew 9:12.
Yeah, just quoted right there. You said the Lord comes to
He said He come to the sick.
The sick. The brother that came up, not you, but the brother that came up, right? Remember, I was trying to get him to see he was sick. He was slave.
Right.
But he's so proud, he don't think like us, right? When we go off, we feel that conviction. You don't feel condemned. You don't want to, that's another thing. You don't want to feel condemned. When you feel condemned, that's just sin weighing you down. But you feel convicted, like, I knew better, I should have did better.
Right.
The brother, he didn't accept that. He was perfect.
He didn't.
I'm good. I don't need nothing. I got a job, I'm this, so the Lord ain't going to come to that.
That was a chocolate covered Edomite.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because 2/3 of our people is chocolate caramel Edomites, man.
My bad. I just didn't want to lose that.
Yeah, that's good, huh?
Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Right. Bring it out, huh?
It's Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5, and verse Matthew chapter 5, we'll start at verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewithal shall he be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on the candlestick and give it light unto all that are in the house.
And that's why, if I can say this, that's why 2/3 of our people are going to have are going to be put out and cast in the fire. Because your purpose on planet Earth is to be a king and a priest. You can't have liberty on your own terms because you've already made a contract and a covenant. So you can't join unto the heathens and make a new deal because you're already binded by blood to an original deal.
Right.
As a family of people. So you can't go out here and just live your life. You have a different standard to live under. And if you're not going to be that salt, then you are what? You are henceforth good for nothing. The Lord didn't want you to be the best heathen you can be. He wanted you to be the best Israelite you can be. If you're not going to be that, then what? You're good for nothing. In the Lord's creation, is there anything that has no use? No. Everything has a purpose. So if you violating the laws that keeps all of this running the way it's supposed to, it's going to be removed out of the equation. And that's why 2/3 of our people are going to die here in America. And abroad. 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed because they refuse to let go of the oppressor's titles for them.
So like, if I could say this, right? Yahweh Shai he's the master builder, right? So he has a blueprint, he has a plan, he's trying to build the kingdom, right? So Satan and Esau, they're adverse, they're complete opposite. So if you know what I'm saying, he's trying to build something, you're adverse to him. 2/3, they're adverse to the Lord. See what I'm saying? He's trying to build something, they're trying to destroy it.
And if the Lord is righteousness and bring life, if you adverse to that, I mean, you bring it destruction.
Exactly. You're good for nothing. There's no use for you. Exactly.
They dismiss it as
counterproductive.
You're a parasite.
Counterproductive.
You're a parasite.
I got appreciate what you just said. And it's Matthew 22 and verse, I'm going to start at 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
Right.
And he said unto him, friend,
Hey, crept in unawares. He didn't know he was a wedding crasher.
Right. And he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servant, bind him hand and foot.
If I may say this, he said he was speechless.
Yeah, he ain't have a defense.
Hey, no excuse.
No excuse.
Hey, how you can have an excuse when you caught red-handed? No excuse.
Hey, and that sound like Jakes. All at the party, drinking getting all saucy. It ain't on point. Ain't bring nothing.
Hey,
ain't even ready.
Said, who told you to flee from the wrath to come?
Right.
Who told you about this damn wedding?
Right.
Because if I may say this, we out here trying to give him the garments, trying to give him the wedding invitation. We out here giving the wedding invitation, and on that day they're gonna be speechless, man. He's gonna say, "Why aren't you up in the garment?" I sent my prophets out there. They gave you an invitation, man. They gave you a chance. Why ain't you got the garment on, man? And they're gonna be speechless. Can't say shit.
Hey, they gonna have some brothers. I got it here in the closet back here.
Yeah.
I kept it sealed up for you.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That hidden talent, right. So verse 12 say, and he said to him, friend, I came to die in hither, not having a wedding garment, and he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness, where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, because 2/3 of our people don't want to put their garment on, man. 2/3 would rather put on Gucci than put on a garment, man.
Right.
And that's why they literally gonna be fired, man. Because you're not doing your job. That's why, Jake, there is no winning for you outside of Yahweh Shah. That's why Yahweh Shah said what? I am the way, the truth, and the light. You can't go in no other way, and if you do, you're deep in the rubble.
Right.
There's a judgment for that. So you might as well take the straight gate. You under these curses anyway, man. But Jake is not. The Lord said that his people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. A lot of that knowledge is knowledge itself, man. Understanding the heritage that you have, man. Jake proud of Martin Luther King, and we got King David. Jake proud of Malcolm X, and we got King Solomon, man. And many others, man. But our people want to be niggas in America, man, until they dead, man. It's always that Black Lives Matter until it's time for it to matter in your life, man.
Right.
The Lord's about to get rid of that hypocritical nation, man, which is our people, man. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You can't tell people to respect you. You out here dressing like a whore, man. It don't match, man. You can't tell somebody to wipe you up and you dress like a whore. Simple etiquette, man. Our people can't even grasp simple etiquette, man. The understanding that you are a representation of your entire nation, man. Our people don't even grasp those concepts. Therefore, they are good for nothing, man. If you're not going to carry yourself as a king and a priest, and what did it say a judgment was for the daughters of the priests? That she be burnt alive, man. If she's a whore, she was to be burnt alive. Our nation is going to be a nation of what? Kings and priests, man.
The scripture said there should be no whores in the daughter of Zion.
But our people reject knowledge, man. Everything that's meant for our people's well-being, they reject it. And they glorify everything that destroys them, man. Which is why the Lord is just going to put them out of their misery. Like we said before, a dog with rabies, you can't heal that dog. That dog is done, man.
Whole head is sick, man.
Right.
Why shall you be stricken anymore?
So the Lord is about to pull an old yellow on 2/3 of our people, man.
I got Isaiah.
Come on.
Isaiah, the first chapter, I'm going to start at the 3rd verse. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
They don't even consider why they're in the condition that they're in. They don't care. They don't want to know. As long as they can make it out. They don't care.
They don't consider that they're the people of the Lord, man. They don't consider that they're a chosen nation, a chosen generation.
The reason why I say that is because they're only going that way just not to go too much. And they're not to go too much.
True.
Generation.
Well, you know what? In all honesty, our parents didn't raise us up right. The Lord had to call us into it.
Right. When you
Some of
to the Lord, your mind is turned around. There's something about the Holy Spirit turns you around and makes you see and hear what other people can't see and hear.
That's the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be.
And that's why only 1/3 of our nation is going to make it, because only 1/3 of our nation, the Lord is turning that light bulb on in their head.
Many are called, few are chosen.
Right. Right. And that calling is according to election. And 2/3 of our people aren't going to get that.
They can't even understand the scripture where it says, he that loves mother, father, sister, brother, more than me.
Oh, beautiful.
They study going by
The tradition. Yeah, the tradition. My granny ate pork and she lived to be 90. So why I gotta stop eating pork? My granny, she cooked pork every Thanksgiving, and she fine.
Yes.
And that same kind of logic is destroying our people every day, man.
Everything's not made for everybody. I realize that.
Nope, that's right about
Every
that.
medication is not good for everybody. Where aspirin can work for one person, it might hurt somebody else.
I got a
Every
precept for you.
medication is not the same for everybody.
I got a precept for you real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. There are certain things that are lawful, but they're not expedient for your particular spirit. You know, so just like you were saying, everything ain't gonna match everybody. You know, certain things that are permissible in the law that may not be good for your particular spirit and your walk in this lifetime.
Got another precept. This is Jeremiah 24:4. And the Lord Yahweh have sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened nor inclined your ear to hear. They said, turn ye again now everyone from his evil way, and from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that the Lord hath given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever.
And it's always been a simple message that the Lord had for the children of Israel. In so few words, get out of your own way, man. Hearken unto the Most High, man, and be saved, man. Jake always wanted it on his own terms, even from the beginning, man. And he wanted to have his cake and eat it too, man. And that's not how the Lord works. You gotta go slow.
Verse 6, and go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke.
Because that always destroyed Jake. It never profited Jake to serve other gods, man. It may have done it in a moment, but eventually the Lord was going to snatch you out your name, take your garment off, and have you seeking somebody else for it. Oh, you want to be a heathen, right? All right, well, serve. Make sure their chicken is made to their preference. If you want to serve their gods, they're going to serve their gods and you're going to serve them.
And go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt. Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt.
And Jake is doing it again, man. He's provoked the Most High to anger, and we can see that by the changing of times in the spirit, man. The Lord's about to ride on 2/3 of our people, man. Because the Lord has viewed them as heathens, man. Because they're not going to carry upon them, take upon them the heritage that the Lord gave them, but they want to take upon themselves broken systems. So the Lord is going to do what? He's going to fire them, man. They're going to have to come back in their right mind with everlasting shame and contempt, man.
God, precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them.
Hey, that's spiritual that you brought that out, because that Jeremiah 11 and 11, they used that precept in the movie Us.
Oh yeah, sure did.
So when you watch the movie Us, you'll see Jeremiah 11:11.
Yeah, dude holding the sign.
Right.
Evil means bad times.
Right. Verse 12, then shall the cities of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem go and cry unto the gods unto whom they offer incense, but they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble.
Sweet Jesus, Virgin Mary,
right.
Allah, Hotel. They're going to call on all of them and it's not going to work, and then they're going to stutter and try to say the Lord's name, and they're going to get embarrassed.
Oh, please don't call on the black woman in that time. Because the black woman is God, right? Oh, good Lord.
It's going to be a weeping, what it say, weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. So Jake, get right and get left.
If I may say this, Jake has to be out of their mind. Like, you see it, because it's like, how can you not understand that the laws, that's 613 that the Lord gave us, ultimately lead to life, but the laws that you choose to follow here, like the 4,000 and something, they're not profitable for anything because you see it's like the
I'm on 4 hours. I'm gonna close out.
They can't follow the laws.
3:33.
Jake can follow those laws here. Jake is lawless, man. Jake don't want rules, man. Jake, that's why Jake running from the Lord. They don't want to. They want to do whatever the hell they want to do.
Exactly why you want to.
Just like that's why they love Esau, because Esau has that do as thou will, YOLO spirit. They love that shit, man.
And they never win in that system. They didn't win in the time of the Romans, man, when they wanted to be a Roman. They didn't win in the time of the Greeks when they wanted to be a Greek, man. There was always the bottom of the bottom in every kingdom that they wanted to be like. Every heathen kingdom, man. It never profited. That's why the Lord said you sold yourself for naught, man. Because you never gained anything from trying to be like a heathen. You were always at the bottom. You never had the top. And the Lord will put us on the top temporarily just to translate the kingdom, man, like he did with the Romans. The Lord had Septimius Severus, a couple of our people getting in those positions just to topple that system down, man. And eventually we all still had to go into that falling away period. Jake never profits from joining unto the heathens, man. And Jake hasn't gotten that concept, and this is like the fourth or fifth captivity, man. The fourth beast, the 10 toes, and Jake from the golden head all the way down to the feet ain't got the message yet.
Still ain't got the
So
message.
that's that Isaiah 1 and 5. Why should you be stricken anymore?
Right.
We're convicts at this point. There's what they call them. They call them
Institutionalized.
Yeah, we've been in captivity so much. Like, fuck it, man. We make the best of it. Hey, give me the, like you said, man, give me the ramen. Give me some ramen. Hey, I got the phone. Fuck
Yeah.
it, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jake got his whole life planned out in captivity. Shit, I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna get some fitness down.
Let me get my snacks up.
I'm gonna get my snacks up.
Hey, I'm running the phones over here. Don't touch the phones.
I'm trying to get a Billy in Grand Theft Auto. You know, I'm about to get this ramen.
Right.
You know, I'm about to do my thing.
Right.
And that's how Jake look at it, because all I know is being a
homeborn slave.
Jake talk about being a nigga is all I know. That's that Tupac spirit, man. Tupac got a lot of you niggas killed.
Heaven for a G.
Yeah, man. Tupac got a lot of you niggas murdered, man.
Hey,
Tupac was heavy witchcraft. I ain't gonna lie, I used to love Tupac.
Yeah,
I did too.
When you're in the world, he seemed like that dude until you wake up and you like, man, all of this is folly, man. That nigga's included.
Fucking lady, fucking gold like a goddamn faggot, man.
I said that nigga walk around with Cleopatra on his chest. That was a damn Edomite.
Right.
Thinking she was a Jake. You got a damn Edomite.
Our people lost.
Destroyed, man.
This chick was battering me down. Tell me, no, Cleopatra was white. Cleopatra was a Jake. No, bitch. That was Ptolemy goddamn daughter, you dumbass broad. You stupid. Just because Tupac had him on him, oh, that had to be a black woman.
Yeah, you already know.
He had to be stupid his damn self.
That's that pseudo.
Back to
pseudo
Egypt.
knowledge.
We're going back to Egypt.
Yeah, and really all that is taking a captivity with a chocolate face on it.
Oh, shit.
Jake is replacing an Edomite captivity and an Edomite philosophy with his other oppressor, his first oppressor.
Right,
That's
man.
that going back to Egypt with the cucumbers and fishes.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna be Esau's slave, man. I'm gonna go back and be an Egyptian slave.
Fish and chill. Cucumbers and fish, bitch.
The Lord
we were eating good in
The
Egypt.
Lord is going to basically do a mercy kill on 2/3 of our people, man. 2/3 of our people need a mercy kill, man.
Look at him. Walking around blonde hair. Look at him. They through.
Disease, man.
Big old simpleton. Big old goody google. Goofy goober.
And you're supposed to be representing your nation, especially the men of our nation. You can tell the well-being of a nation by its women and its men, man. How they carry themselves, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if that's the case, Esau through.
Well, that's the curse that's making the transition, man.
That's how you get her name. That's how King Solomon, the people were because she started serving.
Queen Sheba.
She started serving like, damn, are you the king?
She started ordering of the kingdom, man. And that's how we know this is not it. Because we call Chief and Chief say this ain't it, man. this is not it, man.
Hey, the basis of men. Esau set up the thousands. His brothers have found ways around that. He's simpleton, bro. Esau ain't it, bro.
Esau's kingdom is completely disordered and disgusting, man.
Basis of men, man.
And Jake is taking off that slavery time and putting on that royalty, man.
I mean, I got the worst the kingdom could be, bro.
Yeah, man, this is bullshit.
Hey, what you saw the statue, the toes, bro. This is the worst kingdom ever, man. It's part miry clay, or what was it? What was it, clay and what else? Clay and iron, yeah, clay and iron.
Your Edomite Roman ancestors would be ashamed of you.
This kingdom is put together, man.
This shit is disgusting,
you know?
And it was disgusting back then, man.
This kingdom is through. It's held up by a stick.
But now it's over, man. Now the party's over, man. And you can see that this is the last call for alcohol in the spirit, man. These people are destroyed, man. A whole bunch of cattle, man, being led to the slaughter. A whole bunch of cattle being led to the slaughter, man. And that's why the Lord ain't gonna have pity, man. He's gonna slay utterly old, young, women, children, everybody catching that beat down, man. The Lord done had certain babies just be alive just for this purpose, man. They on the planet strictly for judgment. They ain't even gonna see six.
They be multiplied for the sword.
Right. They ain't gonna make it to 7.
Right.
They came in this earth to do 6 years, and the Lord gonna
be out of here.
Punch your ticket, man.
You're born just to receive your judgment, man.
You got any more pizza?
No, it ain't crazy. The Lord gave you time and chance after chance. We all been here before. You die, you go back in the spirit world, you get all your memories back, you cry like a little bitch. Salaki, I didn't know. Yahweh, my bad.
Right.
Give you another chance, you fuck up again. But you get tired of it. You get tired of it, man. Because you keep coming back to your lot. You know you ain't gonna get it. But he's merciful, long suffering. That all may come to repentance.
But there's nothing new under the sun, man. Just like Jake was a Greek in the Greek captivity, Jake is an American in the new Roman captivity, man. That's an indication that they were doing the same thing in these previous kingdoms. That they didn't have a standard. Whatever was the flavor of the week, they was with it. Just to be accepted, man. The Lord said, don't follow a multitude to do evil, man.
Why trimmest thou ways and seek love?
God precept, Bob. This is our Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. We start at verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery.
Right.
And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
And that's why Paul said death is gain, man.
Right.
You can't scare the hopeful elect with death. And that's a one-up for them.
Right.
I mean, I'm one of the first on the chariot.
I'm Chum Khan.
Hey, you ain't scaring Jake with death, the hopeful elect, that is. You ain't gonna scare them with death, man.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded, for power proved them and found them worthy for himself.
And we're being proven now, man. Before honor, you must go through what? Humility. We're being humble. Part of being humble is being ridiculed, humiliated. Yahweh Shai was the first one to be initiated through that whole thing, man. Being humiliated, subject, all obedient unto death, and then translated and receive that reward. And we're following that straight gate. Only one man can enter in at one time. Yahweh Shai was just the first through the door. Every brother is going through that door in his own particular measure. Not the same cup, but a similar cup of affliction. But once we make it through this chapter, there is no end to the reign.
Verse 6, as gold in the furnace have been tried them for Salakia. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
So every day that we go through this and we wake up and we endure affliction, we've not only been found acceptable by the mercy of Yahweh Shai, but we're one step closer to the end of this battle, man. The battle of the flesh, man. You got it, brother.
Verse 7, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
Yeah.
That stubble is Esau.
Right. And in that time, only the wise shall shine as the stars of heaven, man. And those that brought many to glory, the laborers, shall shine as the stars of heaven, man. And 2/3 of our people are gonna have everlasting shame and contempt for a while until they get their mind, until they realize, look, it's in the past. And the heathens are gonna know judgment, man. They're gonna know order, man. And Esau's gonna be completely destroyed, man. As he should be, man. The cancer of the planet, man.
Verse 8, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord Yahushua shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect.
Amen.
And they said, they that trust in him shall understand the truth, right?
Right.
Surely the Lord will do nothing but what?
Revealing his secret to the prophet, to his servant, the prophet.
Right.
Beautiful, man.
Hey, all right, so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash.
Double honor to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Aki for preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, you got brothers on the comment. Hey, Shalom.
Yeah, above the ball.
I walk, what? Above the ball. That's to America.